We made it.
Here.
The intro didn't
We're
roll, so
finally
let's
on.
roll the intro,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Welcome. Let's roll the intro. Down. I'll never know when that intro is over because on my end it lags. But there we go. Hey, welcome to another week of Rock Players. I'm in full Christmas gear because tomorrow December starts. And welcome to all my lovely guests. There's plenty of news to talk about before we do, let's say hi to everyone. Let's start with you, Ray. How you doing, man?
Hey, man, it is good to be back here on the show.
Sporting that Warriors cap.
Yeah, Warriors.
How are you doing, man? And played anything fun lately?
A lot of Marvel. You guys know I love Marvel Snap, but getting really deep into BG3, trying to get out of the Shadow area. Loving that. And yeah, that's about it. And some FC24. I got FC24 on sale for the Black Friday sales, and been playing a lot of soccer or football. But yeah, enjoying it.
Nice. Reaver, how about you? Welcome. How are you?
I'm doing great, Bjorn. I haven't really been doing much. Just been doing the YouTubes all, and I can finally live stream on YouTube.
Yay! Nice.
On my third channel I have. It's called Crobat Reaver. It's what I'm using now.
Awesome. Yeah, I've seen a lot of. There's been plenty of posts of you going live. So, anything that stands out, or has it just been the usual fun?
Pretty much just BG3, because we all love BG3.
Yeah, it always stands out.
BG3 is the GOAT.
Yeah. SPG, how about you? Welcome. How are you?
Hey,
What
I'm
you been
doing
playing?
Well. Ah, man. I've been playing a very large title that is yet to be released that I can't discuss. I'm under NDA. I gotta so I've been playing a little of that, which you don't know what it is, and also some BG3 because we just got a new update. So
Yeah.
pretty excited about that.
Yeah, we're gonna deep dive into
Scared
that.
about that.
Yeah, we got to deep dive into that one in a bit. And also, our camera's currently off. David Wilson, welcome, man. How you doing?
Oh, hello. I'll be there in a minute. I'm just walking around the house, and I doubt you want to stare at a computer chair.
He's in his whitey tighties.
No, that's actually what's happening.
No. I know how it is. He's got his ass up in the air, okay?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No.
Stretching and scratching.
Yeah,
Just
I mean, just getting ready for the show. Yeah.
Okay.
but
Moving on
yeah.
to what I've been playing. I've been playing No Man's Sky. I've been playing Hogwarts. I finally picked up Hogwarts like 2 weeks ago, and oh my god!
How are you
I'm
liking
obsessed.
it?
I'm
It is
obsessed
good,
with
right?
it,
Yeah.
Bjorn. It's so
Hey,
fun.
David,
It is genuinely Harry Potter come to life.
Hey,
Yeah.
tell us about its snub, because I agree with you 100%.
Okay, we all know this snub, right? And
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. Hogwarts
Well,
didn't get
It's
nominated
actually on
for
the viewer's choice. It's on the viewer's choice.
but
Hang
it's on
on.
the viewer's choice. It was also on the awards. What was the other one 2 weeks ago?
The golden joysticks.
Yeah.
It was
The
on the
Golden
Golden Joysticks,
Joystick.
but the official Game Awards of the year, Hogwarts didn't get any nominations.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though, because I kind of deep dove into this during the last week. Because I first of all I found a Alana Pierce video where she's been on that jury before. And then that led me to a Play Watch Listen podcast episode where they also talked a bit about it, and that led me to another video where they really went in depth. The thing is, the way it works is it's basically a popularity contest, because what they do is the Game Awards will give a basically go out to their list of juries, which I think it's like 130, and it's not even not 130 people, it's 130 outlets, media outlets. Within the games industry from all over the world, and then they'll ask them for each of these categories, send us your top 5, and then they go out to the entire company and ask them, give us your top 5, all of you, and then they aggregate that into these are the top 5 with the most votes in all of these categories. That's what they send in, and then they do that with all of these into a single 5. So it's really all about popularity. Like that's the only. Like, it's the widest net you could throw in what people like the outlets of the world's opinions of video games this year has been. It has nothing to do with how good a game was. It doesn't matter how and it's probably nothing against Hogwarts. It's all of these companies, all of these employees, like these hundreds of people who sent in the nominations. They just did not enough of them put Hogwarts on those lists. Simple as that.
Well, and it's kind of funny. I didn't think of this or know of this, but if it does go to outlets and critics are basically making the choices.
And then it's popular half of
critic choice compared to popularity or
Yes.
And there's
the
something
people's
else
choice
to
clarity.
consider,
I think-
which we
but I
all are
also-
aware of with Hogwarts. How much, I'm not saying it's the whole reason, but how much of it is the fact that it was very controversial earlier in the year? How
Keep in
much
mind,
of it
though,
is that? I imagine it's
although
part
keep in
of it.
mind, yeah, for some of them, yeah, for sure.
For
but,
some
but
people,
you also got like I mean, I think 6 or 10 of these outlets are based in Korea. Like, do the Koreans really care? Did they even play Hogwarts? Like, did the Japanese play Hogwarts? Did the people in like South Africa play Hogwarts? Probably not.
You know what else? You know what else? I think also Hogwarts came out at the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
And
people
if
have
you
forgotten about
notice-
it.
and people
And
have a
if you
short-term
notice-
memory.
I mean, Alan Wake 2 got in there. I mean,
Yeah.
all these newer games got in. So,
Yeah, I mean,
I
it's
Rush got
so.
plenty of nominations. That was the beginning of the year.
Yeah, but that one also like arrived.
When did
in-
Resident Evil drop, by the way? I'm not even clued up to when
May,
that
I
was.
think,
Well,
May, June or something.
That's
But I think it comes down to like I agree that it should have been nominated.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Because, here's the reason why I think it
But
should have.
but the reason why it wasn't is simply because like that it's not just not how the system works, and it's like that by design, because that means it's always gonna be like the broadest net possible. It's gonna go like it if you wanna deep dive into the like which games were the best according to the industry, then you look at the BAFTAs. The BAFTAs, because the BAFTAs, the massive list of nominations. Like the pre-nomination list is like 50 games long, and the people deciding on the nominees have to play every single one of them. I don't think they have to finish them, but they have to play a significant amount of all of these games for each of these categories.
Well,
It's
they smashed it out of the park with atmosphere. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Like you suspend your disbelief. You're in Hogwarts. You're in that world. They did a really good job on that.
I mean,
That's why
that intro, like the intro cutscene and then the first gameplay part is just like that. It took 5 seconds of that intro. Like the second you're in, the second you're in that carriage in the beginning, that's when that's when I'm in the world. It
Well,
took seconds.
Just as an example, my wife does not play video games. She plays one or two, but she played all the way through Hogwarts. Like it's an RPG pretty much. You have side quests. You can like spend time doing insignificant things that doesn't progress the story, and she loved every minute of it. So I think that says a lot.
Yep. And I mean, it's one of those like there are a bunch of Game Awards shows out there. I think it's probably something along the lines of like 200. I mean, I remember seeing like The Witcher 3 was spouting like we won 174 Game of the Year awards last year or something like that at the year after it had been released. So, like, if the Game Awards doesn't have the nominees that you agree with, and you don't agree with the way they put it out there, there's probably one out there for you. You're just gonna find it. It might not be easy to find because there's a bunch of them.
Well, if BG3 this year wins multiple categories, it's going to be a fairy tale ending for them for this game.
Oh yeah,
in this cycle of development, because they're
Yeah.
so well known now compared to what they were. Wow. Great
yeah.
job.
I mean, before we go in, I think we'll begin with the patch 5. But before we do, I just gotta mention I played Metal Hellsinger properly for the first time last night.
Hell yeah.
That game is so good.
It is.
I'm so bad, but it's so like the music.
Yeah.
The music itself is some of the best metal music I've heard in years, and then you combine that with the satisfactory gameplay. Like, I mean, when you find the groove, and you start shooting on the beat and doing those like melee takedowns, Doom style, like those glory kills from Doom on these demons to the beat, it just hits differently.
I imagine it's incredibly pleasing once you start to get that. You get
Yeah,
into
and
the
then
rhythm of it.
and then you find your score goes up, and then in comes the vocals, and then it's like, oh yeah, now we're talking.
Mhm.
I had to lower the difficulty to the easiest mode because I was too bad at it, but yeah, it was a lot of fun to play.
I probably sucked too, but I've seen Squids play it and he loved it.
Yeah, and I mean the music. If you like metal, whoo, that's some good
Ooh.
riffs.
That's me. Metalhead right here.
So yeah. So it's an amazing game. But yeah, let's talk patch 5. And I think SPG, you've probably read most of this more than anyone else. So I'll let you take the lead here. I think.
Right.
Talk us through patch 5.
Okay, so not only did they do bug fixes and they did some balance changes and they did some things like that, but they added in different difficulty modes now. You have customization, which is almost like you being the dungeon master. You get to select level of difficulty, even down to what some people are carrying as items. So that's really cool, but that's custom. But the big one is hardcore mode, or what's it called, David? The actual name of it? The
Honor
Honor
mode.
mode.
Honor
Honor
mode.
mode.
Yes.
Honor mode. So
Honor
what
mode.
everybody, or what most of us did during our BG3 playthroughs, is that we would scum save a little bit. If something big was coming up, or we really wanted to get this dice check successful, you would save it and then you'd roll the dice. Ah, shit! And you'd reload. Well, they removed that. So now, if you play honor mode, you do get something at the end of it for beating the game, because it's going to be extremely more difficult. It's like hard mode on crack. So there's permadeath. There's permadeath. So you cannot reload a save. So if you get in combat and you get wiped out, you're just done. You're all done. And if you beat the game, you get a set of legendary gold dice. I'm going to go for it. It's going to be so hard to do. Even if you cheat, it's going to be hard to do, because you cannot die once. And a lot of these fights are very complex. And they added in this hardcore mode, they added in special attacks for all the bosses. So now they have like super moves that they're going to be able to do, which I've not experienced yet. But the biggest thing for most people, I think, if you have completed BG3 for the first time and you're looking at going for a second run, what they ended up doing is they expanded the epilogue. They actually made an epilogue. So no spoilers, but when you beat the game, you and your 3-person party, because it's 4 of you all together, kind of wraps up the story, and it fills in what they're going to do or what you might do, and then it ends the game. Well, now you're able to receive letters from Baldur's Gate afterwards. You're able to converse with all of your party, everybody that's like at camp. And the way it was before, if you didn't have them in your party, you don't know how their story ended at the end of the game. So now they've changed that to where you're going to be able to experience all of those things. And there was a bunch of people that were getting frustrated for Act 3 from the last patch. It like really made the game play funky. And people would, right in the middle of conversation, they would charge you with stealing. And you weren't doing anything. You were just talking. There was some interesting bugs, but they ironed those out, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean,
it's another massive patch, and every single patch has been
I-
massive so far,
I-
haven't they? But it's another
I'm
massive
looking-
patch
I'm
with so
looking
much
at
game-changing
I'm
features.
looking at the patch list, and I keep rolling and rolling and rolling as I go down and down, and I'm like,
Yeah,
oh
there,
my
full patch notes here. Let's go.
god! Oh my god!
So here's the full patch notes. No, that's not it. Hang on, that link was broken.
I actually sent it to
Yeah,
you. I put it in a private chat
So-
for you.
So listen,
There we
they're
go. I found it.
already
There you go.
they're already in base development, meaning story writing and like mechanic ideas for their next game. They're already deep into doing that, and they're still changing this game even after its release in significant ways. If you rush through character creation and you just want to get into the game, and then like you're a quarter of the way through the game and you're like, man, my character really looks lame, man. They added a mirror that you can go up to now and change your appearance. Like, they keep adding, and
Yeah, quality of life updates is coming basically every month so far. But I mean, some. I also feel like we need to highlight some of these things, like the 2 play modes is, as we mentioned, big deal. Honor mode. What was custom mode again?
custom mode is like you get to be the DM. You get to go in and set the variables for
Ooh,
the campaign.
Oh,
that
yeah,
I
yeah.
like.
There's a
Yeah,
bunch
now
of
I-
different things you can change.
Now
I
listen,
missed that. Yeah, that's.
I only turned it on for a second, but you would have to go to it and then look at all the options, because before it starts, it gives you a long list of stuff you got to look through and figure out what you
Yeah, that's
want
gonna be
to
fun.
happen.
And then you have dynamic resolution for PS5s. That's good. Let's see here. Players playing on machines with low VRAM and RAM should see improved performance. Nice. The game is now available in Korean, so they added a new language.
Nice.
Like what?
So much stuff, so much
Oh, yeah,
new
yeah.
content in
They-
every single patch.
Now, when you kill a character, I won't tell you who they are or anything, but when you kill a character named Orin, it drops their outfit now, so you can
Yeah,
put it on.
and they also
That
gave
should
it
be
a
pretty
suitable
sexy.
description and name. There's also a specific, like, if you do a specific thing and with a specific person at a specific place, you now get a custom battle fight that didn't occur before. And then it's yeah, I mean, the
Now, what
like,
does this
Oh,
mean?
bro!
I'm reading the
becoming
patch
half-
list
look
note
at
here.
that. Look at
Anyone-
that. Becoming half illithid will now
Yeah, I see
visually affect your eyes, bro.
I
There
see
you go.
that. Whoa.
They're still
way.
building on the fact that you're
What
damaging
is-
your brain. That is awesome.
What does this
dude.
mean? Added AI archetypes for ogres and zombies. Does that mean that ogres and zombies are now going to function differently in the game?
yeah,
It's
they've given them new
That-
new AI
Parameters.
script parameters so they will now react and act differently to what they did before. So,
So what they could have done is like copy a goblin AI and said throw more, and that was the ogre. And now they've dialed it in more. There's more parameters, like
Yeah.
go do your thunderous smash more, or this could have to do with them adding in boss moves for some bosses. Because I imagine the 3 ogres you run into early in game, if you don't communicate with them properly, they're gonna Hulk smash you. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just,
Oh, and loading screen art now unlocks gradually as you progress through the game. That's a nice touch.
This is a
Oh.
brutal one. Movement speed adjusted for certain NPC races to be consistent with player characters. Dwarf, Gnome, Dwegar, and Halfling movement speed has been reduced from 9 to 7.5 units. Ooh.
dude,
Well,
you
it
can
makes
throw-
sense.
You can throw Boo.
Yeah.
Oh, here's
Boo
some
no
almost-
longer takes damage when
Listen
thrown.
to this.
Nice.
There was one YouTube creator who was messing around, and they had Karlach's head in their inventory.
Yeah, I've
right?
seen that. It's so
And
funny.
they were at camp,
What?
and they were like, "I wonder if the dog will retrieve it." And they throw the head, and it doesn't. And they stop and they look at the camera and they go, "Larian, come now. He should be able to retrieve the head. Next patch,
Yes.
he'll retrieve the head."
Yeah.
Amazing.
I've also seen a YouTuber. It might have been the same person
Yeah,
who
they're like,
who
right
played a
on.
whole full playthrough where using only improvised melee attacks and thrown attacks, using Gale's severed hand as a weapon. I was like, I'm gonna go around the world and
man.
high five everyone.
That's better than the salami, bro. That's better than equipping salami.
Yeah. So she was like, hey, Lacel, high five, slap. Brilliant.
Multi-tack has been removed from Minotaurs and humanoids under level 5 as it was a bit too much. That's literally what they've got here. It was a bit too much.
Usually these patch notes are a lot of fun. Like within these 200 things, there's usually like 50 of them that's really funny. The people writing patch notes have humor. No such thing as a free lunch. Consuming the noble stock mushroom during combat now costs an action. I mean, there's something about
There
that
you
phrasing
go.
that's just, yeah, that's fun. And yeah, it's just the list is incredible. And the best thing is,
that
if you go
noble
down the
stock-
very bottom, it says, and many more fixes, improvements, tweaks, and labors of love. So yeah, this isn't even all of it.
No.
No.
But that noble stock,
not
though,
human.
what's interesting is it recovers memories. So if your character has amnesia or a character in your party has amnesia, you can give it to them, and they'll remember stuff. There's other uses for it, of course, too. But
They have completely reworked the Goblin Camp. They've added halls. They've changed Minthara's area.
really,
They've moved things around. The Goblin Camp is different. Yeah, that's
Why does it-
crazy.
bro, this is slightly more changes than we got during early access.
Yeah.
Like for a long part of early access, everything stayed the same, and then they updated the lighting system, and then it just took off, and you could tell they were going in different directions.
Yeah.
And
Here's also a good one. Fix Shadowheart not correctly looking at you when talking to her before a upper city battle. How rude.
Owlbear encounter's also been changed, so the Owlbear encounter is now different. Crazy
I like
what they've changed.
Sanchez Gaming's comment about do we need more games with early access like BG3?
well, here's the thing: what we
100%.
need more of, what we need more of, is for games to become a labor of love for the development team, not
Yeah,
just
and
a
be
way to
allowed-
financial gain. And I know
Yeah.
that sucks because everybody needs to make money, or they're not doing this job anyway. But this was really a labor of love for them.
Yeah, and I mean, and
It
also for them to be allowed to be given the time they need. Hey, Vet, how you doing, man?
What's going on? I was
There he
wondering when
is.
I was going to get invited on the show.
Hey, you had an invite from way earlier today.
I think I've had an invite for a while. No, actually, I've been trying to get in for the last. What time is it? Hold on.
It's
Hang on.
23, so
Yeah,
minutes ago.
30 minutes.
it's too bad. Well, now you're here.
This is later. I finally got in.
Welcome, man.
Did
Also,
I miss anything? Anything fun?
we're currently deep diving into the patch notes for patch 5 of Baldur's Gate.
Oh, stuff I have no knowledge of.
Yeah, no worries. We're
Carry on.
we're wrapping it up, so it's fine.
Can I just comment on what Ray did though? What Sanchez says, the more games having the early access. There's another one that I know had a massive early access was that Grounded game, that little survival game where
Yeah.
you're shrunken down in the backyard. That had like a 3-year early access. It didn't win the official Game Awards Game of the Year award, but I think in 2020 it won the Golden Joysticks Game of the Year award. It really does go to show, like, if they just take the time to not say it's out now, it's ready now, give us 50 quid, play it here, give us all the. If they just take the time to say, hey, we're testing it out, you can do a bit of quality assurance, we can still work on things, then it really does change the. Like, imagine if Cyberpunk, when it actually came out, it came out just as broke as it did, but they called it early access, and they only fully released it when they released Phantom Liberty. Imagine that. That would have been a very different optic on how we all saw Cyberpunk, right? It would have been a very different optic.
Yeah, and also, and I think, and I mean, as Neil points out, Valheim is still in early access. The thing is,
There you go.
like, and here's the thing, like from experience, when you develop something, you can only test it so much. Arguably, some test it better than others. I mean, when I test things, I should probably test it way more than I do. But I mean, you can only.
Things.
But yeah, I mean, you can only like you only have as much the time you have. You're only as many people as you are. When you put something out in the open, you immediately, like, if I spent a month, full time testing a single thing, that's what 180 hours. That is, like, if I release something, especially a game, and it sells. Let's say a game sells 100,000 copies in early access. This first day of that day, that's and let's say everyone plays 1 hour. That's like more than I could test the thing in 10 years, probably, or something like that. It's insane, and the amount of feedback you get, and like, hey, this system that you've designed doesn't really, it isn't really working for us. We would like something more like this. You get so much feedback. The game is not done until you've had gotten that feedback and taken it into account. You
Well, and
cannot
also-
focus group yourself to this.
You have to
You
remember
have to
too
put it
that
out there.
the way they did it is they only let you go up to level 3 for the longest time in early access.
Yeah.
And the way D&D works is every time you level up, you get more skills, more power, more magic, more whatever. And you couldn't test those things. So Larian took the first quarter of the game, or 40 hours or so, and really hammered home with everybody. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you didn't like. Tell me what works. Tell me what doesn't work. But we couldn't give them feedback on stuff after the first act of the game. So I can see that they're still using this. The criticisms they've got, or the
Yeah, I mean,
directions, they're still
anything
changing
that,
stuff.
yeah, and like, I think it will be, because I mean, if you look at the first two games that they put out in, or not the first two, the studio's been out for like around for like 25 years, but like the last two games they did, Divinity 1 and 2, both of those got a like definitive edition release, which was essentially like, I mean, a year down the line, here's everything just made much better. I'm trying to remember, there was another game who did a similar thing where they were like, yeah, so this voice actor, I think, yeah, Witcher 1 did the same thing. The Witcher 1 came out, people liked it. It had some issues. People pointed those issues out. One of the issues was a central character in the first act of the game was very underwhelming. People didn't like him at all. So they replaced the voice actor and completely rewrote him and redid it for completely. Like I think they rewrote the character pretty much wrote him out and then wrote in the new character instead for a game that had been was already out. And then in the definitive patch, it was a free update for everyone and just included all of those things to replace this character completely. That's the sort of thing Larian is known to do. That's a common thing within certain genres, and I think this one is one of them. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a Baldur's Gate 3, the definitive edition, in 2 years from now with without even adding any new content, just reworking what's in there already.
Well, it's just very refreshing to see that this is being done within an industry that would rather save $10 million and sell a broken game. Like instead of putting $10 more million into polishing it, they'd rather just push it out because you're going to buy it anyway.
It's
and
refreshing to see that, and it's refreshing to see that is trending because of Baldur's Gate, because of Larian Studios. It's becoming a noticed thing now. It's really... Again.
Sorry, I had to get the tree on.
Not with everybody. Though, man. There's still a lot of companies that are giving developers like a year to put something out.
No, you're right. I mean, look at Kong. But I'm just saying.
Hey, that was the Game of the Year quality game.
Trend as hard
Game
as
of the
it
Year,
has,
folks.
and everyone's noticing why it's trending. Everyone's noticed it's because of the community engagement. It's because of the patches. Like, it's not just us noticing this. It's something that they've gained a reputation for. If that starts becoming more regular across the industry, we might start seeing companies actually try put the effort in again.
I doubt it. Companies are lazy. They're lazy. They don't care. You want to know why? Because all they have to do is make the same crappy game. You're going to buy it anyways. You're going to complain about it, and they know that. They know you're going to sit there, complain about it, what they're doing.
But then you get a Baldur's Gate come out the middle of nowhere. Then you get a Grounded come out the middle of nowhere. Then you get an Elden Ring or a From Software company. You know what I mean?
Those show up sporadically. The vast
or even
majority
who's
of
the one
the
who
major
did Kingdom Come SBG? What's that company called?
The Warhorse Studios.
Warhorse Studios. This is what I mean. All these little studios cropping up here, there, and everywhere. Who actually want to make a good game.
I'm gonna say, gentlemen, that you're both right because I'm gonna say it's half and half.
No, it is. You're right.
You're gonna get games that are great, and you're gonna get those companies that are out to make a quick buck. That's how it is.
The ones that are the quick buck are you're going to be your AAA studios. It's these the smaller developers that are able to churn out these titles that are better in general. A lot of times,
they do surprise us. That's what happens. We get surprised by a small company. They blow up. They all of a sudden become a big company, and their next game's watered down.
But I mean, also
that's my point.
People want to impress their like. I don't know, man. The whole system's kind of weird.
So do you think
it's not about the product anymore? It's not about the product.
Yeah.
No,
it's
not how much money
it is to us. It is to us.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's not to them.
But I mean, all right. Question then for all of you: with the success of Baldur's Gate and honestly the success of Grounded as well, because it is a successful game. Do you think? Do you think all the eyes on this process and this labor of love thing, the giving developers the time they need, do you think it will have results? Do you think it will you think in 2 or 3 years time from now we'll see games that was initial plan for that be pushed with another 2 years or released in early access, like from the likes of like Ubisoft or EA?
I hope so.
No.
I don't
like
think
it might become standardized in the industry a little bit more. Maybe.
No, what's going to happen is that that Larian is going to rise within the studio structure. They're going to become a more favored, They're going to be the new Bethesda, maybe. I don't know, but their position is going to rise. I don't see a lot. Look, man, when BG3 came out,
let's do it.
We're all just shouting at each other at the
go.
minute.
And can we go?
So let's start with Reaver. What do you think? Will we in 3 years' time see studios do more of the Baldur's Gate approach to with the early access and giving developers time from the likes of both indie companies but also companies like Ubisoft for the Assassin's Creed, like the one after Hexy, for example, or Hexy itself maybe.
Uh, it's hard to say right now.
Yeah, but would you like them to? Like, would
Yeah,
you like Assassin's Creed early access for 2 years to be polished?
yeah, yeah. Because Assassin's Creed really like all the games really need a bunch of fixes to it. Because they're still broken today.
Well, fair point.
Yeah,
David, how about you? Do you think we'll see it?
I attest to
Uh,
that.
I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful, but at the same time I don't have expectations high. I'm hopeful that seeing companies like Warhorse Studios, seeing companies like Larian, seeing botch companies like Bethesda just slide down the hill because they don't try as hard anymore. We're going to go through a couple of years of tumultuous games, and then these hidden gems starting to get brushed off. And I think them. I want to hope that there'll be a pivot. I want to hope that some companies will start to do more early access releases, longer early access releases. But it's, as you say, there's so much money in the gaming industry, and so many companies out there are just happy to keep getting the money that they're getting. Easy. Look at Call of Duty. Look at the Call of Duty that just dropped. 4-hour campaign, same game as all the rest of them, and everyone's still buying it. Everyone's complaining
No,
about how it's the
no,
same,
no.
but everyone is
They
still
added
buying it. So why
they
would they do
added a
anything
map,
different?
I think.
This is what I mean. This is what I mean. They reshake a few things. They give you a tropical island because you've been in Italy slums for the past 3 years, and it's like, ah, it's a
I
new
like the
game.
slums of
Give us
Italy.
another 80 quid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's never going to stop, but it would be
Of course
nice to
not.
see more early access things come out of the woodwork. It become more popular. It would be nice to see.
Yeah.
I'd love to
SPD,
see
how about you?
Madden go early access.
Well,
Yeah, that would
I
be
think
cool.
we already have an example of what the industry thinks. BG3 came out and gave us mass player choice and mass player consequence, and all the developers were like, "Oh no, don't expect that from our studio." Like
You
they
saw
did.
all the articles, right? All
Yeah,
the news articles.
Yeah.
All the Reddit stuff.
And I
where they
mean, it
discussed
started out as an indie developer saying it, and I respect that. Yeah, I'm not gonna expect that from an indie studio. But then we're like, people from
But then, like,
Obsidian
Obsidian is
and
jumping in, going,
and
"Ah."
Blizzard jumped in and was like, yeah, don't expect that from us. Like, yeah, well,
Yeah.
from you I do.
So,
Oh, yeah.
in my opinion, their star is on the rise, and they'll quickly become a AAA mainstream company who will be well sought after and liked, and their games will be anticipated and stuff. Maybe some companies will follow suit. I hope so. But Warhorse is an example. When they came out with Kingdom Come Deliverance, they were a indie basically company. Now they've got like 400 employees. Bethesda has like 400 employees, so they can be a AAA like full-fledged thing. And I'm telling you, we're going to see some magic from them here soon, I think, within
Yeah,
the
looking
next year.
forward to that.
I really
Ray,
do.
how about you? What do you think?
Well, right now, if you look at all the people getting laid off, and that's because that these games are not doing anything. And sometimes it's not always about quantity; it's about quality over quantity. And so these guys, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Look at all these layoffs, and then you have the games that do this big budget stuff, but they're not making the money because they're not giving what the people want. And so with BG3 and that company, they gave us what we wanted, and they gave us like the time to make. They gave us a lot of time to make a massive game, and the proof is in the pudding. Look at all the awards and all the accolades that they're getting. So I hope these companies change their way, man. I mean, the Kong company, they didn't have any resources. They were told to do a game within a year. And it's not all these developers' fault. It's the people who back them
It's
and
the
tell them
suits.
to rush. Yeah, it's the suits. Here you go. No resources and nothing. Get us out something. And then developers are on the front line getting all the crap and all the mess and all the people talking about them. And it's really not their fault. It's the people that are backing them. So,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I agree. And Vet, how about you? What do you think?
I think we're going to be in the same position we are now. I don't expect the bigger company, the Baldur's Gate companies. You might see more of those take that step and be like, well, they got success. They're still getting success. Let's follow that route. But the bigger companies are not going to change. They haven't changed since up to now. They're not going to change in 2 to 3 years. Look at Ubisoft's a prime example. Every single game is basically the same. Doesn't matter how you look at it, how you spin it. We're going to make this Assassin's Creed like the original. It's still the same thing. You're churning out the same exact content every single time, charging the same amount, not doing anything. EA Sports, another company, churns out the same, has done that for 20 some years. Same freaking game. Update the roster, bring back some old features from older titles they already have that they don't sell anymore. Say it's a new feature, people will still buy it, and it's still broken. 2K, another one. Wrestling, WWE 2K has had issues left and right. They're not going to change for anybody. They're not going to listen to the fan base, what they want. They haven't since. Madden sure as heck hasn't, because they're still making a profit. It does not matter how many people complain. If you're still buying the game, they're not going to change anything.
Yeah,
it's these smaller studios that are going to be able to turn that thing around, right the ship that's sinking.
But I can see like studios like the. To be fair to Ubisoft, I think with the Division Heartland, they have been going.
There are some that have done really well. The Division 2 still.
Division Heartland, that still isn't out. Or I think that one is. Or no, X Defiant. I mean, X Defiant.
The MPA games.
X Defiant has been. I was thinking of. I mean, that has been tested, like beta tested over and over and over again. And every time they take the feedback, they go back, they rework it, take it back out again for another test, and they take it back.
Well,
and they've been doing that for a long time.
Can I just say, certain games that are tested it over and over again, if anyone's played those tests, and I'm not going to comment specifically about specific games, but I will bring up there's things like Skull and Bones. Everyone knows the reputation of that. That has had how many play tests, and it's not gotten a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, but X Defiant has. I've only heard good things about X Defiant.
But no, I agree with that. I think I used Ubisoft as an example, but I agree there are multiple companies. 2K has some good games that they will listen. It's not all of them.
In their defense of Skull and Bones, they keep wheeling out the same game because, that's what they built. People don't want that. So they're like, hey, look at it. And people are like, do this and that. And they're like, well, that's a different game. We kind of can't do that.
But also, I think, as you say, Madden and COD isn't going to change probably ever. But games, at the same time, like studios like Ubisoft and, titles like the Justice League games that came out from Warner Brothers, they all failed, or they have been struggling lately. And I think for those studios to be like, hey, yeah, maybe we should do the Larian thing for the next title. So the next time Warner Brothers tries to do a DC Comics game, wouldn't surprise me if they go yeah, we're gonna early access test it, so we're gonna test the fucking shit out of it with you guys.
Why wouldn't they go back the route like the Batman, the Arkham games? Look how well those were done.
And I think
can't they do that again?
They've tried and it failed.
WB's developer Monolith has made a few of my favorite games in the whole world, and they almost destroyed Shadow of War by putting orcs in loot boxes and shit.
Yeah, to where the suits destroyed it.
Wow, they did because that game. There's no reason for that.
What I'm hoping,
monetization.
What I'm hoping is they patched it out later.
Oh yeah, no, it's gone. It's gone. There's remnants of it, but pretty much it's gone. The loot box system's gone.
Yeah, Battlefront 2. Yeah, same thing there as well. I think this. I hope that the suits will look at Larian's example with Baldur's Gate specifically, but also also others, and be like, oh, this thing we tried went really badly. Maybe for the next time we should do this instead. I mean, it won't happen for the ones that see success, but for the games where the suits try something and it fails, I think I hope they may maybe we should try this out for a change, because obviously this didn't work and we wasted a lot of money on that, and we don't like wasting money, so let's try that.
Sven owns the damn thing, so
that is helpful.
Any profit he makes can go directly back into the studio for the next venture, for the next upgrade.
I think Sven owns more than 50% of the shares. I think Tencent owns 15%.
So you have tremendous pull.
Yeah, basically he still maintains like he has taken investorships from outside, including Tencent, but it was mainly a case of, hey, we like we're not gonna change anything. You're not gonna have any say in anything, but you can get but you get a small percent ownership of the company that you can then earn money on. And you give us a massive cash influx right now, so we can hire on like 100 people right now. That's the sort of thing they've used the money for.
And another
which is fair enough.
interesting, one more thing about Sven and them is that they've got 2 studios at 2 different ends of the earth. So like when they go to bed, the other people are working on it and vice versa. So like they've 24 hours a day, people are working on stuff when they're making a game or they're bug fixing a game. It's quite interesting how their cycle works.
Yeah, I know like from the top of my head, I only know one other studio that does that. And it's hang on, there we go. Allow all. There we go. And it's this one. Let's bring it up big screen like that. That's better. Cloud Imperium Games do the same thing. They have studios throughout the world. When one studio, so basically, like if you work in the London studio, you finish your thing. It's like, yeah, this is ready for testing. You put it out in testing, and then you leave for the day. About the same time, someone else jumps on. You have a short 15-minute briefing before you close for the day. Tell them what you've done. They take over, work throughout throughout their day. They send it over to the over on the eastern part of the world. Send that over to the US studios on the west coast. They do the same. Send it over to the east coast guys, and then when the London guy comes back to work the day after, the thing is not only tested, it's already seen 3 iterations and is now in production. It's the same thing that Larian is doing, so the only 2 games I know that I know for fact that do this is Baldur's Gate and Star Citizen, and there we can also speak Labor of Love, to be honest, because those developers are also
What's their single player game that's on the horizon that looks just astronomically cool?
Squadron 42, yeah. With a cast of people like Mark Hamill, Karen Gillian, John Rhys Davies, who plays Gimli in this, the Onion Knight.
You should look at the engine; it is beautiful, man.
Yeah, I mean, there you go, the Onion Knight. And then you have, and to be fair, this is not like, if you gotta keep in mind, this is a Squadron 42 and Star Citizen. It's not a shooter; it's a full-on space simulator. You have to push the buttons. Like if you're gonna use an elevator, you have to push the down the button for the floor you want to go to. It's that level of thing.
You can literally make it to your ship, sit down, not hit the right buttons, and you're not taking off.
Yep.
Yeah.
And also, if you side note, this is a bit of a tangent, but we'll roll with it. So if you're in space combat and one of your thrusters is hit, that thruster will be taken out, and the rest of the ship will try to so if you were to turn right and your turning right thruster is broken, the other thrusters will adjust how they work in order to help you turn right, which will affect how fast you turn right, but you can still do it. It's that level of simulation they've built, and they've done this in one of the best looking games graphically ever, with one of the most important
but it's also the most
ever.
money raised game. It's almost a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
Yeah. I mean, you can't shy away from that fact. It has raised over $600 million in fan funding, by saying, hey, you see, I mean, this ship we see after this combat thing, I think, or after the scene, there's this one. That's a Origin. I think that's that's basically the luxury yacht of space in this world. You can buy that for your character in the game.
Nice.
You would have to pay $800 for it in real life. You can, when the game is out.
Real,
yeah, real money. You can, when the game is out, just play the game for a year and then you can buy it yourself in game without spending a dime. But if you want to have it right now, you can buy it and pay for it.
I'll pass.
So is it pay to win? Well, maybe a little bit, but it is a space simulator, and the world is pay to win as well. So I mean, it's correct simulation, I guess. But they're doing things like, small things like they've invested R&D in figuring out how to adjust an animation so that instead of having in games when you stand on staircases, one foot will be floating.
Yeah.
because yeah, they've made a system that automatically adjusts the stance so that you don't, and it looks good. They have face over IP in the game, so that when you talk to another player in the multiplayer player part of the Star Citizen,
Yeah,
your
Sanchez.
your facial movements are picked up by your webcam and in real time transferred to your character in the game, so it looks like you're talking to each other properly.
Here's something else. Here's the reason I call it like a Ponzi scheme, is because not only can you like buy that ship that's like a really good ship for $800 real to go play with it, but you can also look at designs of ships that are on the horizon that are supposed to come out and buy those with real money, and you're just sitting there with a blueprint waiting for them to put it in the game. There's thousands of people waiting for the ship they purchased to be added into the game.
Yeah.
There's actually someone in our community, and I won't go naming names, but some of us know who it is. There's someone in our community who's actually invested several $1,000s into that game, and now are saying it's a Ponzi scheme. I have big regrets. X, Y, Z.
David.
Yep, it was me.
Who do I have to slap? Who do I have to slap? Come on.
I mean, to be fair, if you have that money to spare, I'm not gonna I mean, and you want to spend it on this, invest it in this, and go for it. It's like
I bought everything.
But like I
sent
like
no refunds.
I bought an Aurora MR starter pack back in when this game had been in development for 3 years. I paid $20 for it.
Way too much.
I still have this package that now costs $56. You can buy the Mustang starter for $50, and then that's all you've spent on the game. You own the game. You're all good. But you could also a starter pack for I mean, you see here, this one, the UEE Exploration, for $1,375.
That's
could
chump change.
and like the Constellation Andromeda, that's for this ship you need. You can't drive it on your own. You need 4 other people to even drive it. Or fly it. So, yeah, you could spend $300 on it. And like you said, Sanchez, it's your money. You do whatever you want.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna if you want to invest in that. If you think, I would not say do not spend money on the buying these ships if you don't have that money to waste. But if you have the money to spend on it, I mean, why not? I'm not gonna shame anyone from doing that, but yeah, there are a bunch of ships you can buy. Let's just go with check all ships, and then some of these are not even in the game yet, as you mentioned.
Correct.
But they all look very good.
Oh yeah, no, the design, and I mean, listen. Basically,
this is the most ambitious game ever.
You and 3 friends can all spawn in at your apartments, go meet up in the hallway, run down to the spaceport, all climb in your ship. You each have a designated, someone's a gunner, someone's on the engine. Everybody can do something, and it takes everyone to take off. And then to land, everybody leaves at the same time on a mission. It's really compelling stuff. It just doesn't. The game doesn't work very well sometimes. And
yeah, I mean, it's not even done yet.
It's a sim.
Yeah, it's a full simulator. But also it is a simulator with it's simulating space flight. It's simulating economics, because they have this amazing thing that in development that's not in the game yet, but is going to be at some point, where they're basically simulating the entire universe and everyone in it, all the NPCs. So they're they're simulated as just a dot on a map with 4 or 5 elements properties to it. But those properties are enough to generate to calculate a loose economy, and then that economy can then generate gameplay things. As in, the example they gave was when they talked about this at one point. It was we have this this area which is a mining town, and then this some people in this area have a low score on the morality score, so they will go maybe I can earn a lot of money doing pirates here, because there's a lot of valuable goods in rotation. So they will become pirates and start attacking those, meaning there will be now less iron leaving that area, affecting the economy elsewhere, but also less miners working there, because it's more now a dangerous job, and people want who want to have a low low score on the bravery side will stop doing that, because they're afraid of their life. And, it goes on, and that itself turns into gameplay solutions, where now there's a quest for you to go and hunt some pirates. So that and that is happening on a universe scale simulation running in the cloud. So I mean, it is an impressive idea, but it is also very, very ambitious, too ambitious in a sense, because it's been in development for over 10 years and it's still not even in an alpha. It hasn't left the alpha stage yet. But the single player component a few 2 weeks ago or something left the it's now feature complete, so it has all the content in it. Now comes the polishing and the optimization and the balancing, and that will take like a year or two, and then maybe we'll see a full release at that point, which would be cool because it looks freaking awesome. But let's keep on the cloud topic, and I'm just gonna leave this image up as we go in here and say, hey, so what do y'all think? For those who don't know, GeForce Now has now added Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Some of the, I don't know all the names of it's so many CODs out there now. They have COD. What do you think?
Bow, 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 bow.
Bravo.
It's here. I mean,
Has anyone tried it yet? Because Warzone's free. We all can access it.
Round
Has anyone tried it?
So I have not tried Warzone. I know
Me neither.
somebody that has tried Modern Warfare 2 and said it looks gorgeous and runs fantastic.
I might
They
boot
don't
up Warzone
have-
and see.
They haven't spent the $70 to buy Modern Warfare 3, but I'm going to give a shout out to the person that I know played it, which was Project Storm. So if he says it looks good, then likely that it looks good.
yeah, I'm not. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait when it goes on sale.
No, you pay that $70 per game, buddy.
Hell
But
no!
I'll wait,
You drop
I'll wait when it goes on sale.
$150.
I'll wait when
I
it
don't
goes
play
on
COD
sale.
anymore.
But
That's dumb.
But I will say this: I know it's
After
the
World War II.
gigabytes to store the game on a console is a pain in the ass, especially with the updates. So
Dude,
to finally
200 gig. Who?
wait
200 gig,
support
you
That's
just-
insane.
Do you know how
plays
many
from the
people?
cloud, that is great.
Do you know how many people have just freed up storage space on their Xbox?
Yeah, they
I'm
can
just-
fill that. They can fill that out with some new
Yeah.
now.
Seriously, 190 gigs at one point.
Does
Yeah.
anybody? Someone let
insane.
us. You know he's
SPG, you
muted?
are muted, my friend.
Oh, I was gonna say that's just it. How many people did uninstall it from their Xbox to go play on GFN? Here's my
Yeah.
take, man. I love
A
cloud
lot.
gaming. I love cloud
That-
gaming.
that a lot.
Did it move the needle in any way?
Hell
Probably
no.
not. Probably not.
I-
Not at all. Because Luna has Fortnite. That didn't help them. Okay? Because look, if people are playing Call of Duty, they're already playing it somewhere. Now, I will say this. So they're probably not going to switch, but to have more things in the cloud and to have the visual fidelity available in the cloud is amazing for that title. How many people are going to go check it out? I have no idea. But if they did move from Xbox Series X to go check it out on GFN through a browser, and they get the experience, the 4080, they won't look back because of how vastly different.
I
it looks.
think
the
like
frame
yes, but I think the biggest issue is while we in the community knows that it's now out, the vast majority of Call of Duty
Yeah.
players have no idea.
Well, but that's not. That's on Nvidia and that's on
Yeah.
GFN.
Yeah, and Luna for Fortnite.
Promote
and
this
everything.
stuff.
Yeah, like
Well,
they
to be
need to get the
fair-
word out, like
To
billboards
be
out.
fair, when Fortnite came out, what did Xbox do when it was free? They promoted the hell out of it. When,
Yeah, and that's when they saw xCloud on mobile
Yeah.
usage
Now,
explode.
What did Luna do when Fortnite went to Luna? They promoted the hell out of it. GFN, that the one weakness that they struggle with is promoting anything to get them. Now, I will say that I did see that Nvidia, that the company, is out promoting if you buy, a 40 series graphics card, you get 3 months free of PC Game Pass and a priority tier membership. But that's not promoting the biggest game to go to the cloud.
Yeah, I think because as I said, like the biggest issue is people don't know one that cloud exists. They still don't think it. They think it won't work, whereas we know it will. Like it does work.
Right, but when you get
so and three, they don't even know they could try it out for free or for free or cheap because like the knowledge isn't out there. I think if you as a Call of Duty player, if you play on PC or if you play on console, and you find out that, hey, I could play it in the cloud, and then you try it out and realize it works
Let
well,
me-
why would you keep it installed? I would just, like, most people would just be like, yeah, fine, I'll
This
just
is
uninstall it then, and then fill that out with other games I also want to try.
this is Nvidia's issue, and this is what I think that would solve it. Like they need to do. We all remember when Stadia was or Google was having these supposedly high profile people advertise Stadia, and
They
then
should
you
have a
never find
marketing.
it.
They should have a marketing campaign. What did you do with your saved storage?
But that's the thing is you need to get somebody big. You're going to have to spend money. You need to pay the money and get somebody that is known in the Call of Duty community to play that stuff.
Yeah, someone like Ray.
So
Yeah.
so
I was going to mention like a
up,
doctor,
so
you
when
know,
I
but that was disrespect to
excuse me.
say Ray.
So when I woke up this morning and I looked on Threads, there must have been 20 people, including myself, with the Call of Duty GeForce Now with the picture. It's on GFN. I looked on Threads and I saw that over and over and over and over and over and over again. People were showing that on Threads and stuff. Plus
What are
cloud dosage and
look
stuff.
at it that way.
So
Just
I
because
saw
they're
that.
sharing it, are those people that you know, or are those people that are known in the gaming community? There's a big difference here, and that's the problem. If they're just people that we already know, that's not helping GFN. That's not helping push the needle that way, the way we want it to go. You have to have somebody that is either extremely well known. Like, imagine if Dr. Disrespect was playing Call of Duty and showcased it on GFN.
Yeah,
That would get the needle to move.
yeah, and I mean, it's kind of like
But GFN,
how
Nvidia's
I
not going
like.
to spend that kind of money to get somebody like that to
Yeah,
showcase it.
I think there's two things to that. First of all, I think the risk of them doing that is they would get 2 million new users overnight, which would mean there wouldn't be service for anyone, and everyone would have a bad experience. So for them to do a campaign like that, they first of all need to spend 3 months setting up massive amounts of new servers that might not even get used if this campaign fails. So I get them not wanting to do it like that, but I agree that they should, because that's the only way you can grow it.
Well, you can't
Um,
grow cloud gaming. You can't push that the cloud gaming narrative if you're not going to take that risk.
Yeah, I agree. Which is like, but and I
You
mean,
have to.
to that point, what I was saying, like the week on players, the week before Stadia closed down, I was saying, because we had those rumors about the Mexico launch, FIFA 23 was just around the corner. I was saying, like, if they launch in Mexico the same day that FIFA launches, have billboards, throughout Mexico City with, like, scan this QR code and try FIFA for 30 minutes in the cloud. And also have, like, the biggest FIFA streamers and the biggest Spanish-speaking streamers.
Dude, they would have crushed it. They would
Yeah, they could have had 2 million new users.
I wouldn't even mention cloud. I'd be like, play it on your phone right now for 30 minutes.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and like,
But
what would happen is,
they'd still be here today. We'd
yeah,
all still be on this.
because I mean, we
Stadia.
saw, like, I mean, I think we've all seen the numbers. Like, they had a target of reaching 1 million users the first year, and they fell short of that. They had maybe 1.2 million users after 2 years. Like, they would have had tripled that overnight if they had done
It
that.
would have been super successful in like India, okay, where everyone's on their mobile phone. But would it also have crashed their shit? Could it not
Probably.
have handled
No,
all
I
those
get.
users?
I get. That's
It's possible.
the issue
I
with.
don't know.
I get that's the that could be a concern with Nvidia, but they're. I don't know how to respond
Yeah,
to it.
and I think
because-
that's where Luna and XCloud and Stadia used to
Yeah,
have
I was
have
talking
an
about Stadia.
have a massive benefit, because while like Nvidia have their own data centers, they're also partnered with a bunch of data center providers, but like, nothing is quite to the scale of AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. If you're
Yeah.
like, those three, they have the technology to scale to that, to sustain that many users. Would it be profitable for them? That's a different story. But they can scale it, and if they scale it, after you get to a certain point, you get an economy of scale, and you can make a massive profit of it.
I think they
So
could
it's
have been.
like-
I think they
Yeah.
could be very easily, especially Microsoft, could have been very easily profitable on a mass scale like that. It initially up front, it wouldn't have been, but you advertise it right. Like I said, if you pay the right people to advertise, you only need one person. You only need one person to advertise Call of Duty that look, show them deleting the game this off of the, whether it's a PC or a console, doesn't matter. Show them deleting that, then show them logging into GFN, playing the game, and having no issues. That's all. That's it. You're done, and you're going to have 2 million subscribers overnight, immediately.
Yeah, I don't know how many.
Possibly crash the system. It might, but
Yeah.
it will even out.
I mean, I don't know how many viewers, concurrent viewers, Ninja currently has, but I mean, or if he's still streaming, or if he's even still streaming Fortnite. But if he is, if Luna would go, hey Ninja, here's $1 million, please stream Fortnite on Luna for an hour, how many signups would Luna get?
Dear God, enough to test the server
Yeah.
load properly.
And AWS has the capacity to pull this off.
I know. But that's the same thing. Microsoft could have done the same thing with Xbox. Hey, they could have found somebody. They could have gone after anybody.
Yeah, and $1 million to give to Ninja for a company like Amazon, that's nothing.
Oh yeah, they
make $1 million every second.
Amazon
or
already
something
paid
like that.
him with Twitch. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah,
Well,
that's pocket change for him.
I thought Stadia was ready to lose money for a decade.
yeah, same.
Putting their data centers in the right places and putting all that into place before trying to, but they didn't. It failed. But
Yeah, the suits killed it as always. It's always fucking suits.
Most people play games on their phone because it's very easy. And if they would make AAA gaming
Marvel
easy
Snap.
on your phone,
it's crazy.
But
on
you know,
YouTube,
to that point,
Hang on.
RPG phones are getting
I
better.
Hang on, I want to hear what Ray says.
I see a lot of Google Play commercials, man, on YouTube
does it hurt your feelings?
over and over and over.
Yeah, I mean, hurt mine. Like,
Fine.
knowing they had because they've shut that door forever. Like, if
they did. I appreciate my Stadia stimulus, but that put it's done. They're never. I don't think they could ever come back. Would any of you invest in another Google
hell
Games
no.
project?
No,
No,
I'm done.
no.
Probably not even me, and I'm one of the most positive guys out there. New phone still has this I installed this. I know it's not gonna work. I install it anyway. I can't be I need to have it on my phone forever.
Denial is not just a river in Egypt.
I mean, it is to prove a point at this point. If I ever meet someone from Google, I'll be like, look, I still have this. You don't. But yeah. Anyway, Call of Duty is on yours now. I agree that it's probably not going to move the needle as much as people think. But it is nonetheless,
Great
it is a
for an
massive
option.
get. Yeah, it's a massive get, and it's a great thing to have. But yeah, I don't think it will move the needle, unfortunately. Some otherwise, also, if you're in the market for a backbone, you can get a 30% discount. Apparently, if you are a GeForce Now member.
I already got one.
Yeah, I have a Kishi.
I need one.
Yeah, I mean
But
the backbone is I talked to Dom from Nvidia, and because I basically, so I mean I have a Kishi. I'm not gonna replace that one. Is the backbone have you tried? He has apparently tried both, and he prefers the backbone over the Kishi, and I love my Kishi. So
but this came with this, so I can't really complain.
yeah,
With the Razer Edge.
yeah.
So,
But also, releasing this week is a bunch of other games on GFN as well, including one of my favorites. Hang on, that's the one we should use now. This one.
SteamWorld Build.
SteamWorld Build looks amazing. The demo is great. I love the demo.
I've never played any of those.
I
That should be really surprising.
I mean, this one is very different from the others.
I was gonna say this doesn't look like the other Steam games.
So SteamWorld 1 and 2 are like 2D platformers, ish. It's like a mix between roguelite, platformer, and action game, maybe in 2D. Then they have SteamWorld Heist, which is a 2D XCOM game, ish. And then you have SteamWorld Quest, which is a fantasy card game, also set in the SteamWorld universe. And then you have now SteamWorld Build, which is a city builder. It plays very much like Anno, but then it also has you can also then go down underground, and then you have almost like a dungeons, it's a dungeon management game down there. So it's basically two different game modes in the same game. But yeah, it's very much like Anno, and I love Anno, and I played the demo of this, and it was I loved it just as much. It's very cute. It has some amazing animations. And yeah, it launches tomorrow, and it will be launching day and date on
Nice.
on GFN.
Hey.
Also, some other highlights from this week. Gangs of Sherwood is a co-op game or a co-op arena game, I think. They have Galactic Civilization 4. Yeah, Pillars of Eternity, the Game Pass version. That's a great, like, if you like Baldur's Gate and if you want to play something similar, yeah, give Pillars of Eternity a go. It's not turn-based; it's real-time with pause, but it's more akin to the old Baldur's Gates, but it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then they also give a list of games dropping in December, and it's fucking massive. So let's not go through it.
What? We're not going to go one at a time?
No.
Vet, you should tell us about Stargate.
Yes.
It's at the top of the list.
Yeah.
Oh, don't even get me started on that.
Releasing December 12th. Timekeepers.
That. Screw that game. That's the trailer. I saw that it was coming out. Oh, no. Don't even get me started on that shit. I saw that game was coming out. I got excited. I went to Steam's page to check the trailer for it. Not only does it bring in the music from the movie to set you up, it shows, the Stargate, the water effect, all of that. And then it drops the nail right into your heart, rips it out of your chest, and just smashes it with the boot.
Oh,
because
no.
it does all of that crap just to tell you it's a top-down game. Oh, I was so pissed. You laugh, Wilson. Watch. It's going to do all of this crap. Here, it's leading you up. Don't worry.
Oh yeah.
He's like,
Here we
I'm
go.
to Gate, I'm gonna kill some NPCs and come back like nothing
I was
happened.
so excited. I was so excited.
Vet's cheering. Vet's super happy.
And we're going to go right through. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with the wormhole effect and let down.
Yeah, when it shows it.
Right here. There we go. There's depression hits right there. Oh my God. I was so pissed. I wanted to just be like,
It's a tactics game.
Depression hits.
No, that's BS. You can't set somebody up like that. That is not allowed. I'm boycotting that entire
What
company.
else is coming here?
Looking forward to playing that game.
Yeah, I bet you are. Why don't you get
Some
Yeah,
big
there-
things in
it's-
that list.
it's a
Definitely
big-
very notable things.
Yeah, it's a big list for December. DFN is gonna have a good December. I'm pretty sure.
Other games in here.
Yeah, there's.
Figment 2
it's
is
gonna be a good.
I play Figment 2.
Ooh, the Control
Oh,
Xbox version.
oh,
I own that, so that means
Human
I can now
Fall
play that
Flat
on a
2.
You
PC.
fall flat.
Human
Yeah.
Fall Flat 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, no. Well, hold on. Mortal
Mortal Shell?
Screw that game. I can't do that one.
That's a
Moving
hard
out.
one.
That's good. Man-Eater's
Man-Eater.
another one that's good.
Yeah. Research and Destroy is fun.
Ride 5.
Sable is great. Ride 5, yeah.
You've got a kids game with the Smurfs 2.
Hey, that might be an
Um,
RPG. You don't know.
Yeah, you never know nowadays.
Tintin Reporter. I love Tintin. I'm down. I have no idea. Hang on, I need to check that one. I have no idea what
Giving
that
us
is about.
Okay,
Bjorn, we're giving us
you're
Bjorn.
going to have to tell everyone to Google who Tintin is.
Oh, you don't know Tintin?
No, I
You don't
do.
know this guy? This guy is
Wait,
awesome.
hold on. I got a question.
Wait a minute, that's
I
Charlie
thought it was a
Chaplin.
dog. I thought it was a
Charlie
dog.
Chaplin.
What?
Charlie
I
Chaplin.
thought Tintin was a dog.
Charlie
Wait,
Chaplin.
No.
No,
The dog's
No.
Milou. The dog's
Why are
Milou.
the noses like that for the adults? Did they get stung with a bee or by a bee?
No, it's Dupont and Dupont. That's just
Charlie Chaplin should
that's
sue.
just the thing. That's how they are. So this I mean, it's an action adventure game. Choose your own adventure. Let's see if you can see some gameplay.
You know
here.
what? The graphics look pretty decent.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a like if you haven't read the comics, you should. It's a great, like they are children of their time, but they're great. They're a bit racist, but they're great.
Oh, I'd read them then.
Cigars of the Pharaoh. That's a great name.
Yeah, and then you have the dog, but then you have the Peter Jackson and Steven Spielberg animated movie that is also great. And yeah,
Okay,
this looks so
is
good.
this a puzzle game or like not?
It's an adventure game.
Oh,
Okay, I'll definitely play it.
They're gonna punch that kid right in the
whoa.
mouth. You see that?
Whoa.
They're gonna punch that kid right in the
We gotta
mouth.
rewind. I want to watch that scene again. That was great. Oh, damn it. Oh, there we go. Never mind.
Choose your own adventure. You chose wrong.
I
So,
was excited for this until I saw that P word. I can't do puzzles.
So here we go.
God,
Here we
man.
go. Here's punching.
Look, he's gonna just knock him out. Look, he wound up too. They put that in slow motion to drop that kid with a right hook.
Looked like
Yeah.
he was reaching in his
Damn.
back pocket.
So yeah, Intricate puzzles. I mean, yeah, this is gonna be. This looks good.
I might
Mixed,
still-
mixed reviews,
I might
and it's
still
been out.
play
It's been out for like 3 weeks. But I love Tintin. I grew up like watching the animation and animated series. I loved the 3D animated movie that they put out. I think I've read almost all of the comics. So yeah, this is definitely one that would like. To
I would
play.
I would probably give it a go.
It would have been perfect.
Luna, by the way, we spoke about them earlier. They're getting for some new games. Katara Fables, Inertial Drift,
Oh, I thought Luna was
Kunai,
dead.
Inside My Radio, and the Prime games for December's are Strange Horticulture,
Apparently
Once
not.
Upon a Jester, Steel Assault, Blood Rain Betrayal.
No, not my.
Those are
my type of-
terrible.
yeah, not my type of games at all. But they're got new games. But they got new games.
Chorus.
Yeah.
and Yakuza. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
Those
don't
are
know about it.
terrible.
Yeah, it's not a great month for Luna.
Oh my
Uh,
God. I mean, when
switching
was the
gears a
last
bit.
one?
Switching gears a bit.
Whoa, is this X? Wow.
This, yeah. So
Sorry.
hang on, let's visit. This is what I wanted. There we go. The link to DreamHack
Those are all
itself.
the advertisers for X.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all they got left.
So,
Big,
if you weren't aware, DreamHack was just a couple, like last week, I think, or 2 weeks ago, in Jönköping. There we go. Hello, Rudigs.
what's
Welcome, man.
Yo, Rudy.
Yo,
So yeah,
yo.
so
Hey.
DreamHack has always been in Jönköping, which is a
Is that
quite small
Melina?
town.
Ray's trying
bye,
to
guys. I'm
Bye,
dropping
gu-
out.
bye, Ray. Thank you so much for
Bye.
being here.
All
Take
right.
care, Ray.
Take care.
So, hey, Rudigs.
that was close.
Yo, Ray.
DreamHack is a big event, and it's been happening every year in Jönköping for a long time. Jönköping is a very small city in Sweden, or one of the it's not super small, but it's kind of small in Sweden, which is kind of small country. But they've announced some upcoming shows. They have obviously one in Valencia, one in Hanover, and one in Atlanta very soon. During December, they have in Dallas in May and June, at the end of May, beginning of June. They still have the summer one, 2024, in Jönköping as usual. That's happened every year. They have one in Atlanta in October, and then for the first time in like 10 years, they're doing one in Stockholm. So if you wanna, and like DreamHack is an event with. So here are all the locations.
Is it where
like,
dreams come true?
Like they have. Let's see.
There's a
bounce
lot
down
going on
There we
here.
go.
What are we doing?
So DreamHack, I mean, you have massive esports competitions. You have large booths with a lot of people. You can where you can
Did you say
there's
booths?
booths.
booths.
I mean,
Right.
there's also
Yeah.
cosplay competitions. But there's like booths where you can check out new games. But it's also the world's biggest LAN party. I think the record is something like 45,000 people bringing their PCs and having a massive LAN party.
Right. How do LAN parties work? Because people don't really do them anymore, and I was never raised on them. How? What?
I mean,
because
back
you're
in
a
my
baby.
day.
Wilson, let's
Yeah,
be
come
real.
on,
When were
come
you
on.
born? Like,
I
5 years ago?
Too, you know.
David, you have not seen the memes, sir. You know, memes are from your generation. You haven't seen the guy with the giant computer carrying it.
Yeah, no, I've seen the memes,
that's
but
what
I'm
we
asking
did.
you to actually explain, like, why did you use specific cable? How do LAN parties work? So people would carry their I get the whole gist. You would carry your PCs or your consoles to each other's house, and they would hook up, and that's how you would play
it's
together,
basically
right?
the equivalent of, instead of you doing an online network and you all connecting, you put all the PCs in one room and you connect onto the same
Yeah,
network.
wired connection.
Yeah, and then you just like you like it looks like this.
About that.
This is videos from this like the event that just passed a few days ago.
Oh,
So like there's board games, there's like
Oh.
streamers, there's esports competitions, there is showcases, and then there's a lot of people sitting in this massive room with their
holy
with their
shit!
PCs, and it's a party,
That would be exciting to go to.
and it's a like 3-day thing, and yeah, so they are I just found like since I found out they were coming doing it in Stockholm next November, I also wanted to, to let people know, but also let people know that it's also being in other places of the world, including in the
So
U.S.,
you're
Dallas and Atlanta. So if you want to go
I mean,
head over to those
I'm even
areas,
close
you
to
could
Atlanta, so I'm only like 4,
yeah,
5 hours away.
I mean, I think
yeah.
I think Atlanta was.
Close to me, Bjorn.
Hang on, when is Atlanta? Atlanta is. So
Let me-
October next year, you could go head over to
Okay.
Atlanta and just
Okay.
have
Okay.
what is it, fourth, fifth, yeah, so 3 day fun time with thousands of gamers in a single room and playing games together and celebrating games together. It's quite the party.
I wonder if I could convince my wife to go with me. Probably not.
You could probably bring the kids as well. Like I've seen
I'm,
clips
I'm
of
not
like
bringing my kid will be 7. He's not going with me. He would somehow be left in Atlanta.
yeah, and I mean they have massive esports competitions as well.
I'm going to a video game thing. I'm going by myself. It's a 6-hour drive, which means I could probably get there in about 5.5, probably 5 hours
Yeah,
away.
and I'm pretty sure if you want to, you can stay the entire the 72 hours just playing games on something. Constantly being in your seat playing games, and
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would.
You can if you want to.
I would too.
So yeah, it's quite an event, and it's quite cool, and it's been going on for years. I think a few years ago, I think the world record in the fastest internet speed to measured was at DreamHack.
Oh, really?
Because they were like, yeah, we're gonna need I think it was something like, was it 100 gigabits per second? That they
Well,
connected
Wilson,
to this
your
place.
internet's obsolete, buddy. Sorry about that.
But I mean, they kind of had to, because considering the amount of people who are gonna be there.
True.
So yeah.
True.
So I'm hoping I can find time to go in Stockholm next year, and
So what you're saying is you're inviting us all out there, and we'll have this show.
yeah,
out there?
sure. If you want
Sweet.
to, if you yeah, sure.
You're
If you want
busy.
to,
It's awesome.
if anyone wants to come here for Stockholm for the Stockholm Festival in
I
November
remember I was paying for the
22nd next
tickets
year,
for all of us, so we're all going.
I have a couch that at least one person can sleep on.
If I had the money.
Do you have yard space outside? I can handle that. I mean, it's not like I haven't done that before.
If you're willing to snuggle, it'll sleep too.
Exactly. So yeah, DreamHack is pretty cool. Just wanted to shout that out. And then
Awesome.
also, as we mentioned, SteamWorld. All right, this is a good segue. So SteamWorld Build put out this tweet earlier this week saying, SteamWorlders, you're not going to want to miss the PC Gaming Showcase this Thursday, which was apparently a few hours ago. I had no idea
Oh
at
my
the time.
God.
And I completely forgot about it. So we
Great,
missed
we
it.
missed it.
But here's some of the highlights. Dune Awakening saw some new gameplay. Sand, we got it was a new game that was revealed. Bloomtown,
Big
Breath
Mac.
Edge 2,
Hell yeah, give me one
F1
of those.
Manager, scenario mode. My friend and neighbor, I'm just not gonna mention all of them, but look at this list of of things they were showing off.
Whoa, go down. Was that like a vampire thing or something? I swear. Fortnite's run.
Vampire Survivors Update 1.5 was
Oh,
showcased
it's
with the
just a
trailer.
patch. I don't play.
The city.
You played that, haven't you?
Yeah, I love it. Oh, what's happening with my screen?
Whoa.
And his
We're
GPU
having
has
a
now
ray of
fried.
pellets.
Aren't we supposed to be getting a Vampire the Masquerade
What the?
Part 2?
Yeah.
Bjorn, did your
There you
GPU fry?
I don't know what happened there, but
It almost did.
Well, you
Pretty
just
much.
let hell loose, apparently.
yeah, Hell Let Loose update. For sure. Like there is Stormgate. There's just so much in here that they.
I think not.
Fabulon, one of my favorite games I've played this year, is Amazing City Builder, had a new trailer. So if you wanna see what was announced and find some cool new upcoming games for upcoming updates, you have a massive show you could watch over at PC Gamer.
Wow, that is a
so,
lot
yeah,
of stuff.
I might have
Why
to do a
I-
little bit of catch up tonight. See what's coming.
Yeah, I'm not even at the top yet. We're still going. It was I don't know how long it was. We can probably check.
No, you might be there.
3 hour long show with Day 9.
Oh, I'm not watching it that
hosting.
long. That's too much. I'll watch the videos.
Holy-
But yeah, you can watch the video if you want
That's
to. So yeah, it's that was a thing apparently, and we missed it. Moving on to Rudig's area of expertise, PlayStation. What do you think about this,
PlayStation.
guys? What do you think about the monthly games this time around?
You know what? I like it.
I'm picking
I
up
like
I'm not going to
that they got
pretend like I
Power
even
Wash
know
Simulator.
what's coming.
games.
Hey, no, because Power Watch Simulator just got the greatest add-on ever for a game. Back to the Future.
Right, like I was wondering this.
Sable
All these
is,
add-ons that you get on Power Wash Simulator, are they free or do you have to pay to wash that fucking car?
I was looking at
Sorry,
it.
do you have to pay to wash?
for back. I don't know. I think you have to buy it, but Wilson,
That's
I
insane.
will send you the
Listen,
The
$8.
base game is free at
Listen,
least.
I will
are you
send you the
joking?
No, I will send you
That's-
$8 for Back to the Future. That
you
is
have to
nothing.
pay to wash a car. That's not how it's meant to work. That's not how it's meant to work. It's meant to be the
Everyone's-
other way around. You wash a car and get paid.
Everyone's DeLorean
Got a
deserves to
point.
be clean. Okay. Everyone.
It's
The
got a
fact
point.
is, I got to clean
I
the
just-
DeLorean. I got to watch it to travel up to 88 miles an hour, and I got to see some serious shit. Okay, it was
I
worth it.
just,
Well,
He went
you
back
wouldn't
in-
understand, Wilson.
He
The
went
thing
back
is, you
in
wouldn't
time to avoid
understand.
the shit.
You're not old enough to understand that movie.
I don't care. Right, regardless of that
Okay.
movie or whatever it is, I think it's hilarious.
Somebody
Power
ban
Wash
him. Get
Simulator.
out of here.
You have to,
Calling
you have
security.
to
Rob,
pay
where are you at, buddy?
to
Get
wash
the bum out of here.
add-ons. You have to buy add-ons for that game. I just think it's
You have to
crazy.
buy add-ons for every game. What are you talking about? Every
You know
game
what?
you buy add-ons for.
The
What
funny
No,
game
thing
do you
Sable
play that gives you an
is
add-on
a
for free?
critically
I would
acclaimed indie, which is nice to see. Lego 2K is a
Yeah, Sable's
great
great.
kart racer. A lot of people are saying that
You
it's
get
a
to build
lot of
your own,
fun.
right?
It's the Mario Kart
Only
equivalent.
if you buy it.
essentially.
You know, you got to buy the add-ons, like Wilson said. So it's not
Me
worth it.
now, PlayStation.
Okay,
Yeah,
is
like-
everybody confused by pay to play games? Because
Yes,
it seems
I-
like some
apparently
people on
I
the
am.
panel just expect everything for free.
No,
I
that's
mean-
not the
Not
point
how
I'm
games
making at all. I'm
work.
talking about
This was-
specifically Power Wash Simulator, a game where you are where it's a job, right? Fair enough, pay for the base game, right? But I think it's hilarious that they have all these add-ons that they roll out. Like I don't know what the actual add-ons are, but like
They
Eiffel
had
Tower
one of
and the
them,
pyramids and the this
hold on.
car and the that car, and you have to
They
pay
had
to watch.
Back to the Future.
I just
one
find that-
from,
I have
Tomb Raider. I think there was another one y'all would have
Here's
known.
the
the
thing,
name.
though.
Hey Bjorn,
Since
did you
yeah,
Bjorn, did you hear and you Rudix, did you guys hear the rumors about what's going to happen with GTA 6? Now,
What?
this
I
isn't
saw the
like
leak.
what I'm about to say. Take with a grain of salt, but there is rumor mills going around that you're not going to actually buy the game. You're going to buy hours in the game. So you're,
Oh,
so you're
fuck
so,
off.
so yeah, but dude, no, but you're going to give them 50
Oh,
to
man,
100
no.
bucks for 50 to 100 hours of gameplay,
It's not
and then you got to
DLCs.
pay more to
No.
keep playing.
No, you buy DLCs.
No,
Oh my
Not,
god!
in, not
You
this
think-
generation.
it's
don't
not.
care.
It's not April
Oh.
Fools us in November. SPG. What are you
Oh,
doing?
it's a
What
good.
are you
I
It's a
don't
good
think
thing
that's-
I don't care about
ridiculous.
Call of Duty. That will-
Cannot wait for that to happen. That's going to be fantastic.
That'll be a non-starter. I mean, part of that game is just messing around doing nothing.
Yeah. Sam has some clarification on
I
Power
agree.
Wash Simulator here.
I totally agree with you, but they have to recoup $2 billion.
Okay, there you go, Wilson. There you go.
So
You happy now?
yeah, you don't have to pay for the first two, but SpongeBob and Back to the Future you have to pay for Power Wash Simulator. Thank you,
So
Sam.
you have to
Um,
pay to clean an underwater pineapple. Seriously. Just,
However-
just go in
however-
your backyard
Are you
and make
ready,
a puddle
kid?
and
Here's-
buy a
here-
pineapple.
right,
Like,
but David, here's the thing. These are games coming to PlayStation Plus. So if you have PlayStation Plus, you don't have to pay the upfront cost for any of these
No,
games.
you have to-
Which means you save the money and then you can spend that money on the DLC.
Hold on. Let me explain this to you. Maybe your simple mind might understand, Wilson. So, Back to the Future. You know, it's a movie, right? You understand that? Do you know the concept there? You get what I'm saying? So, that movie has made millions. It has the right holders. They're lucky. I'm surprised that this game even got that add-on, because that is
I know what you're
actual
saying.
things
Yeah,
my
from the
point
movie.
is, your neighbor wouldn't charge you to wash his car.
Yes, he
Listen,
would.
All right, you can go do
Maybe
that
in
for free
England-
right now, buddy.
maybe in
I promise
England,
you.
they do that, but in America, in the real world, if my neighbor says, "Hey,
It's a
wash
little
my car," I'm gonna have to pay. They're gonna pay. I'm gonna get paid, or
Oh
I'm
man,
gonna.
the
Yeah, you're gonna
audacity
get
of calling
paid.
America
That's
the real
the point
world.
I'm making. That's the point I'm making. That is the money. The whole situation is the wrong way around. right?
Anyway,
You're gonna get
guys,
paid
you're
to
you're
wash
you're
them.
like it's at the end of the day, it's just a game.
It's Back to the
Moving
Future.
on.
Yeah, let's move on because Wilson has no clue what's talking about.
You're both going down a rabbit
I
hole and
just
saying the
find
same thing over and over again.
It's a conspiracy
So
anyways.
xCloud or Game Pass is getting
I
a
was gonna
bunch
say,
of new
what's
games. I mean, I'm still going to call their streaming xCloud. They can't.
No, I know.
can't
They
stop me.
actually their list or lineup for December is awesome.
Oh,
Yeah, so they're lined
Yeah,
up for
but they
December.
released their full
Yeah, I
list
saw
of
that.
games where if you're trying to compare to PlayStation,
Yeah, PlayStation are getting
gonna
more-
release their
Okay.
half month.
The upper tiers.
Yay!
The upper tiers of PlayStation Plus is going to get more games. Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I just
so
wanna point that out.
yeah, so Game Pass is getting Remnant from the Ashes today.
Ashes where? Sorry.
It's getting Remnant
try
2 today as well, and coming soon. Coming tomorrow. Spirits of the North.
try
SteamWorld
that.
Build. It's also coming. Oh, nice! I didn't know that was coming to Game Pass. That's good. I don't think the Xbox version is coming. Game Pass version is coming to GFN just yet, but it's probably coming soon. Might be the Steam only so far, but yeah, SteamWorld Build you can play on xCloud and on Game Pass PC.
I like this name.
Clone Drone in the Danger Zone. That's a brilliant name for a game.
It is.
Coming December 5th.
It is. It better have some music that goes with it.
Yeah, Clone Drone in the Danger Zone. Then we have Rise of the Tomb Raider.
There we go.
Dropping December 5th on
yeah.
Game Pass.
I still haven't played any of those new Tomb Raider games, but they're meant to be awesome.
They're great.
I got
Then we
What's wrong
have
with you, Wilson.
While the Iron's Hot coming December 5th.
I'll try it.
Yeah, you're a journeyman blacksmith on a quest to become a master. Then you have
Already a master.
World War Z Aftermath.
Okay.
And then Goat Simulator 3. Which,
Wait, Goat Simulator 3? Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
What is the fascination with this game? I don't
First of
understand
all,
it.
First of all, it's it's a simulator game where you play as a goat. Secondly, this is the third. This is Goat Simulator 3, the second one in the series.
It's one of the original spoofy simulators. Like
Yeah,
one of the
so-
games where you're playing a simulator, but it's actually incredibly spoof. Like Goat Simulator 1 was got a cult following back when I was like 11 years old, and I was part of that cult following.
Aren't
I
you still
loved
11?
Goat Sim.
These
Oh,
goats
oh
shoot
my
pistols. I think these
So-
goats can shoot guns. So
Yes, there's so much. I mean, so basically, the fun fact, because I read saw an interview with the developers of this is a small studio, or used to be a small studio. Now it's a it's quite a big publisher, but over in Skövde here in Sweden. They made I don't remember the game they made before the Goat Simulator, but then as a game jam they made Goat Simulator, and was like, this is kind of fun. Let's put it out as like small side project thing. Like, hey, you can play this in early access, and it had a lot of bugs, but the bugs were half the fun, essentially. And then people picked that up and loved it, so they were like, oh, people like it. All right, let's introduce more bugs then. Because it's basically just it was someone wanted to test the physics of their of this that they were working on, and just put a goat in a city and then just jumped around and toyed around with the physics, and that just became a game.
And just wreak havoc.
Yeah. I mean, it was just one of those like, we need a way to test it. Here's a goat model that's barely animated. Let's put that in just so I can test this out. Oh, this is kind of fun. Someone saw it like, can I try it? And then it just internally exploded, and then they put it out, and then just exploded all over the internet into massive success. And
That's stupid.
and then there were some spin-offs with like where they made fun of other series of video games, and then they were like, Goat Simulator 3 we're announcing because we're skipping 2 because it's so much better, and it's like it's a very buggy game with physics bugs, but all of those bugs are intentional. They're meant to be there. It starts out essentially making fun of Skyrim's intro. It's a parody of Skyrim's intro, the intro of the game, and then it just goes like, I mean, you can
Are you in the
drive
back of a
cars.
wagon with a bunch of goats? Is that what's going on? In the very
Pretty much, yeah. And then it's like it's just taking the piss out of everything. It's like and then you go into one of the buildings, and then that's just a throwback to something else, and just taking the piss out of something. I think you could probably even find
to the knee.
yeah, it's stupid stuff like that, and it's like I mean, you pick up things like, here's an AK-47. Let's run around and shoot lasers with that, because why the hell wouldn't you? And like, let's just play golf with people as golf balls, and then because you're a goat, and goats apparently do that, and it's just silly. And
it's so
you have a
goofy.
sticky tongue,
Oh,
and you have a sticky tongue that you can flap around with, and you know.
Wait, I'm gonna be streaming this.
Yeah, it's one of those. Let's stream this and
sure.
just be silly,
Yes.
silly to the max.
Yes.
So yeah, Goat Simulator 3, December 7th.
Oh my god.
So Pilgor is back. He's back. Gather your herd and venture forward into Goat Simulator 3, an all-new, totally realistic sandbox farmyard experience that puts you back in the hooves of no one's favorite female protagonist.
So good.
Then we have Against the Storm, which is a dark fantasy city builder that I've actually heard good things about, so I'm kind of keen on that one. December 8th. Tin Hearts.
Oh, I can't wait for Tin Hearts.
Embarks on a Lemmings-like puzzles to relive the emotional and heartbreaking story of a genius inventor, Albert Butterworth. Puzzle game coming December 12th. And then we have Far Cry 6, which is actually kind of fun. I mean, if you look at it from a standpoint of the Expendables can be just what you needed on a rainy day. So can Far Cry 6. It's fun. It's not trying to be realistic. It's not trying to be anything other than just a mayhem simulator with
It's
some.
actually a very good get, actually, because if you haven't
Yeah.
bought it and you haven't played it, but you do have Game Pass, it's totally worth firing up. There's a lot of content
Also
there.
also
Oh, yeah.
available on PS Plus, by the way. If you have extra or higher, you can play
Yeah,
it as well there as well. And obviously, if you have Ubisoft Plus, you can play it there as well. I feel like
You can play it right before the next Far Cry, the Avatar Pandora thing, so you get pumped up for that.
yeah,
Yeah, that's the next Far Cry game. Yeah.
that one looks good to be fair.
Blue
But
Far
also
Cry.
yeah, I mean Anton Casillo, the bad guy played by
excited for the
Giancarlo
movies.
Esposito, he's just awesome. Like I would say the intro of Far Cry 6 is just amazingly gripping story wise, and then it goes from there. It leans into a bit of the fun, and then it just opens up and just goes like, now let's just go fuck it. Let's just go fuck around and have fun and just blow shit up. Go have
I
fun.
like
Bye bye.
Far Cry 6.
And I like
But
it. It's kind of the
honestly-
same reason I like Just Cause.
Yeah,
I found it a little
yeah.
too big.
It's like an
it
80s
falls into
action
the
movie.
Ubisoft
It
trap.
is.
It falls into the Ubisoft trap for me. I
Yeah,
much
but for
prefer
a-
Fallout Far Cry 5 simply because it was smaller.
So for
it was the exact same style of game, but it was
but for
smaller.
the narrative in that is a lot more serious, and
Yeah,
it's
very, very much.
and like the focus is like it's a much more serious game for a game that's not very taking itself very seriously. Where your main character will sing along to the radio and sing badly, and like skip over words and go na 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 every now and then. Like it's just tongue in cheek, fun. It's supposed to be big, so you have a lot of room to mess around in. And like the intro is very misleading. I think the first few hours is very different from the hours that follows. But they're all like the first few hours is like where you get the story out of the way, and then it's like now that you've experienced that, we could do that, but we're not gonna do that. We're gonna do this instead. And I think you could probably breeze through the story quite quickly if you wanted to, and the story itself is decent. But the gameplay is just here's a massive open world full of Ubisoft stuff. Go around and shoot your homing missiles on people from your backpack, and just it's first person Just Cause, and I like it.
I have to give them credit for how long they serviced the game too.
Yeah,
The end game content they cycled out and changed it quite a bit. And after you beat
DLC
the
is good.
game, if you shut it off and you don't play it for a week and you come back, they've taken territory back. It's kind of an interesting mechanic.
Yeah.
To the game.
yeah, and also the DLCs. I don't even remember if they were free or free updates.
No, they
or if
weren't.
they were.
They
okay,
were
so
not free,
okay,
and
so
it
they're
was
paid.
the 3 villain DLCs. It took the villains from previous games, and yeah.
They're pretty good. Like they're like roguelikes essentially, where you'll play like in the mind of the previous villains, and it's a roguelike, and you just go through it, and then when you die, you're snapped out of it, and then you can go
Oh yeah.
take a new
I've
drug
done
trouble back in.
DLC before.
I never tried those DLCs, but they sounded pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
And they also
Far
did,
Cry
like,
always
a-
goes above and beyond
Yeah, and
with
they've
their
also done a
DLCs.
lot of like tie-ins with other stuff. So, like there's there's like single quest lines, and these were free, are free. So like quest lines where you can have a small adventure within the Stranger Things universe that just
Yeah.
pops into the
You
world
can
of Yara.
also run into Danny Trejo making tacos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then you like go
saw
on a killing spree with Randy
was
Trejos. He's just playing himself. It's pretty awesome. And then
Yeah.
and the main character's name is also Danny, which is a lot of fun. So it's Danny and Danny go making tacos and shooting things up. So yeah, I mean, yeah, Far Cry 6, great get. I do like
Hell
it.
yeah.
And then Game Pass Core, because they also now do a tiered thing, is getting Chivalry 2 and
Pass Core, what the-
totally
So, David-
reliably delivers.
David, what do you think about these two?
Oh, can we not? Can we just not? Are you trying to trigger me? Just go away.
No, I just, this is your
Go
to share
away.
thoughts and opinions on
No,
chivalry.
no, go away.
No?
Ask someone else.
Okay.
Chivalry 2 sucks. And
Yeah,
I wouldn't use
whatever.
totally reliable to describe Wilson.
Whatever. Whatever.
I mean, to be fair, like if you like
Somebody
Human
flip
Fall
that
Flat, or Goat Simulator, Total Reliable Delivery Service is kind of that, but you're a delivery man delivering David's packages.
Jesus.
So I mean, it's a fun Yankee game in a sense, and yeah.
Can I just
lastly,
say,
I think-
Chivalry's awesome. Chivalry is
Yeah,
awesome.
Chivalry's
If you've never
good.
played it, check it out.
I think Chivalry is the second favorite game in that genre of mine. I did prefer War of the Roses, but that game never really took off. I think it's dead now. But War of the Roses was a lot of fun, and it's very similar, but a bit more historically grounded. Lastly, story-wise
Here's
for
my
me,
hot take is
Oh, yeah, go.
there's inherently lazy design when it comes to first-person perspective games. Like, they don't render you at all. All they render is the hands. I don't know what it is about first-person perspective, but if I'm not wearing a VR helmet, I'm just totally checked out in the
What game
experience.
you
the reason is
Chivalry, Far Cry.
Chivalry, you can swap between first and third person.
Chivalry renders the whole body.
Chivalry's third person.
Um,
I play most of Chivalry in third person because it's
Yeah.
easier to play in third.
Did you
Yeah.
have to get used to
Well,
it? In
It's like
Cyberpunk?
PUBG.
Did you have
You
to
can
get
choo-
used to
Sorry,
it in Cyberpunk?
Chivalry just sucks, period. I mean, there's
Go-
just no getting
Go
around
away.
it.
No
But
one
other
cares.
than that,
No one cares about you. Mute him, Bjorn. Mute him.
So
Him right
what I
now.
want to say though about the first person, the way they do it is kind of interesting because as you say, like yes, most games don't render the full body. They don't even render the gun or the hand because it's a lot of work. So what they do is essentially put a JPEG, a PNG, like an image, like the gun that you're holding and the arms and the hands, like in a first-person shooter, they're part of the UI. And then when you switch weapons, there's an animation where they take it away, and then you take it out to another one. And it's just a different image. So it's just a 2D image on top of the screen, basically, because it's so much easier. Which is also why, like, if you play a multiplayer game like Call of Duty or Battlefield or any of these games, when you shoot someone, or like when you see another player, I mean, they will mimic the basic movements that player is doing, but they're not doing the exact movements that the other person is. There's very few games with multiplayer. There's very few games in general who plays in first person who deviates from this. There are a few. I think
Red Dead 2 is one.
Red Dead 2, Kingdom Come, Chivalry is one as well. And to my knowledge, there's a few of them. But the
GTA 5.
GTA 5. Are you sure? Do they render the whole body and everything? Not sure they
Yeah,
do.
because it swaps between third and first.
Yeah, but even if you swap between
Yeah.
third and first, you're not necessarily rendering the full body. Because you like when you switch to third, yes, you're rendering all of it. But when you switch back to first, you're not gonna waste time rendering everything else unless you actually watching it. Mirror's Edge did it. Because if you look at how you see the body and the feet. So
On
basically, like,
this
if in
topic,
first
you know,
person you can look down and you see the movement, and it looks kind of janky when you move around because no one ever looks like this when you walk around. Then they render the whole thing. Because there's a lot less processing, as you say, Rouster. The thing is, there's very few games who do the same in multiplayer, where they actually render everything alike for all the aspects. It Takes Two and A Way Out do it for their co-op. You can see the other character actually doing things, but that is a third-person game. It's slightly different, but they're actually rendering the whole scene from all angles. But then the other one that I know of is Star Citizen, and they made like that in itself took 3 years of development, making sure that the animation of you swapping guns looks the exact same in first person as it does in third person, as it does when someone else is looking at you in first person or third person. Like from all angles, it is the exact same movement, because that is fucking hard to do for video game developers. So much of games is just smoke and mirrors.
Yep.
Like if you play on like when you play Uncharted,
there's tricks to get you to suspend your disbelief.
yeah,
And some engines do it in spades and suck you in, and you're actually there. And others, you can kind of see where the sausage is being made. You're like, it just depends.
Yep.
Like Frostbite engine. Frostbite engine is one of those that sucks and draws me in, like in Battlefield and stuff like that. I think that's the engine they use. Anyway, it's really cool.
And I mean, I think maybe there was a Twitter thread a bunch of years ago when people started, like, it started with someone like, here's a bit of a thing, like, here's how we did a fun mechanic back in the day. And then just people just jumped on it, like, yeah, here's how we did in our game. I mean, here's how we did in our game. Like, for example, Assassin's Creed and Doom value the last bit of health as more hit points than the rest to encourage a feeling of just surviving. So when you have your final hit points in these games, you're actually having like 6 hit points instead of just 1. So it feels like, oh, I just survived even though I was almost dead. No. You like that last life is half your life, essentially. And there was like,
but
the whole
thread
thread was
mind
amazing.
space. It puts you in the mind space.
Yeah. I don't know if this is the thread itself, but it was like
A lot of frostbite out here, Ray. It's real cold.
yeah, like in Surgeon Simulator, we hid many features to incite curiosity. For instance, if you dial your real phone number in the game, it calls you.
Wow.
Oh wow, really?
Or like, I mean, yeah, people like in Stellaris, we use tit for tat mechanics to make the computer feel more human. For example, if you insult an AI-controlled empire, they usually insult you back. Grabbing space near them will make them prioritize taking system from that they think will annoy you, etc. So yeah, it's like everything in games is just smoke and mirrors, and you got to keep that in mind. It's for better or worse. In some cases, it's not working out perfectly, but sometimes it does. It can also be IRL. IKEA uses Doom-like level design for their shops, so to make customers feel smart when they know the shortcuts, and it works. If you're going to an IKEA and like, oh yeah, if we go through this door right here, we can skip through all of this part. I'm feeling like you feel smart when you do it, and that's totally intentional, so that you're in a better mood and shop more. There's a lot of psychology behind game dev. In Subnautica, that I saw, I think was someone mentioned in the comments before that game. We fade to black as soon as you run out of O2, but then give you a few more phantom seconds and a lot of just barely moments.
Yep.
Yeah, this is just like, this is not the thread, but it's
the
one
game
of the
industry
threads.
trying to keep you in a flow state, like to keep you in a state that they anticipate, they want you to feel. Like you were saying about that life bar being this big, but it's really like this. But they want you to feel the crunch, feel the pressure, feel like you accomplished something.
Yeah,
Trying to invoke those feelings.
Shad Verrill, who worked on Lone Echo, they said the character Liv never asks you to do something. It's always, we should, to prevent her from feeling bossy.
Oh my goodness.
Like, they take all of these things into account, and game dev is hard, man. Speaking of things that are hard, if you go to Boostred's website...
Jesus.
That's it. I'm trying with these segues. It's not always easy.
Wow. Now that was actually good. I liked it.
So if you go to Boostred's website, you'll see a banner down at the bottom, which says hashtag #UnRussiaUN. And then one bad apple spoils the whole barrel, and you can click here to sign a petition, which is a petition at change.org, which is basically asking, like, it's a petition to demand that Russia is kicked out of the UN.
I got a horrible question. Do I have to pick a side in this war game?
So yeah, they're hoping to get 500,000 signatures, and I mean, this is not Boostroid who's behind this petition, But as they are Ukrainian company, they have this banner on their website being like, "Hey, could you please
they would.
sign this?" Yeah. So I mean, do we feel like should they get involved with this kind of sort of politics or?
Well, companies do it left, right, and center, but Boostroid having its roots in Ukraine, it's fair enough that they're going to.
Yeah, listen,
use that
man.
type of
I
thing.
don't have friends or family over there getting shot at. If they do, they have every right to feel however
Oh
they
yeah, yeah.
feel.
And I mean, to be fair, I agree, and I mean to be fair, also the people the network engineers, like the people who set up things for. Whenever they launch a new game, have to put that game out on the storage in all of the data centers. They're doing that remotely from bunkers in Ukraine, in Kiev. So
Now, the only way this would bother me is if it was just straight up pandering, and I don't think that's what this is.
yeah, no, I mean I agree. So I mean I would say this is a case where I'm yeah, definitely do it.
Sorry,
but
I just read Miss Phoenix.
but like let's say.
It's the next one down too.
You don't want to know, Rouster. It would change the.
Yeah, don't Google that. Don't Google that. Yeah, I'm also gonna cite it, Ray, for sure. I mean, to try to wrap it back, so basically, let's say EA would be like, hey, we think Biden is a piece of shit. We would like you should sign this petition to for something like. Would you like would that be in line? Should video game companies get involved like this?
Sure, why not?
Well,
I mean, would that be like the European? I mean, not the Ubisoft asking for petition to get rid of
well, listen.
the prime minister in Canada
right.
because they invited
It's
over
a-
certain.
Companies align politically all the time, and you're about to say the same thing, aren't you, SPG? Sometimes it's pandering, most of the time it is pandering, but
Well,
sometimes
that's
there's
just it.
actually a reason.
I'm going to bring up Elon Musk. Elon Musk recently was talked about as advertisers and how that they could blackmail him in a sense to, hey, stop associating with this, pull this down, do this, change that, just to get advertiser dollars. And he basically said, F you to all of them. He was like, no, stop advertising on Twitter then. Stop.
Yeah,
You're not
and
gonna
they
blackmail
did.
me. Yeah,
A lot of them did.
For better or worse, correct. I'm not saying it was a great move, but
No, it was kind of a bad move for the company, yeah, but yeah. But no, yeah, I see what you mean. I agree.
They had the balls.
But I've also seen RFK Jr. went on the Theo Von podcast, and his advertisers got a hold of him, and all this guy did was question some vaccines and other stuff. But he's running for president as an independent, I believe now, and they basically told Theo Von, we want you to remove it, take it down, or edit this out, edit that out. And Theo Von was telling Dana White from the UFC while he was interviewing Dana White, or they were having a podcast. And Dana White stops and he goes, hey, who did that? And he goes, oh, I can't remember. And he goes, yeah, I'm calling bullshit on that. You just don't want to say. And they talk for a little bit. And then he brings up the name of the people who actually did it. And they actually do exercise bike equipment. And Dana looks over his shoulder and he's like, hey, do we have any of those at the UFC building? We do? Not anymore. We don't. They're all going. Like immediately, just because he put
Nice.
But look, it's a catch-22, and this is why I'm saying it is because if you built a company from the ground up and it's yours, and you feel a certain way, and it's your brand has every right to take your outlook on things.
Dude,
Oh my God, what's happening? Yeah, we gotta bring this.
go to the next one. Wait. It gets better.
Yeah. We can add Reaver's comedy as well in between.
The advertising for this.
We need sound effects. That's what we need.
I'm not gonna read any of this out loud because it will demonetize the stream so hard, but that is hilarious.
Yeah.
Guys. Oh yeah, I love it, but also, oh come on, guys. But yeah,
We're trying to have a serious conversation here.
we don't have to.
I know.
But no, I think we're
I'll be
all.
on the show.
It feels like we're all in agreement that Boost Roid is within the rights to do that. Do you think there will be people complaining about this, about them doing this.
Somewhere, dude. It's the internet. People complain about everything.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to this
That's true.
site called Reddit? I mean, literally.
I'm just saying, this feels like one of those where no one should be able to complain because it's fucking Russia invading Ukraine and Ukrainian companies being like, hey,
You would think so. You would think
maybe,
so.
and I mean, especially if you're a fan of what Booster is doing, because they like I can't find the specific post they made. There is apparently a post somewhere that I saw a screenshot of somewhere, but where they essentially are saying like, I mean, as you know, this war is happening. We would like you to sign this. One of the things you like that this war has resulted in is us not being able to deliver the 4K streaming that we talked about for a year. So far, it's just around the corner now, but it would have been out already if it hadn't been a war. And like, yeah. If you like Boosteroid and what they're doing, you're suffering in terms of you're not getting the service you could have gotten if this was not happening.
Exactly, because that's what everybody's complaint is with Booster. Well, where's the 4K
Well,
you've been talking about?
It's like, yeah, well, they're in a fucking war zone. Give them some slack.
But the thing is, you've got people out there in our community that will go out there and trash that company. Oh, that they're just saying that. Really? How about I buy you a round trip ticket to Ukraine? Stay there for a week, then come back. Tell me what you think.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Basically, how can you, like, no matter what political affiliation you are or what your outlook is on the on that conflict, people suffering and dying is never good.
Exactly.
Dude, I give them so much respect for. Look, they're adding games, they're maintaining servers, they're adding new servers, building, getting their ready to launch a 4K tier, and building a second headquarters in the United States. All whilst living underground like it's Metro Exodus.
Yeah, to be fair, that second headquarters is a good idea. They probably need it as a safety thing.
But what I'm getting at is that if you played Metro Exodus, where everybody lives underground, that's what Ukraine is right now.
I feel like I need to wipe my goggles or whatever, my mask.
Well, I'm wiping them, and things like that.
I mean, and I agree. Like I agree. I also I feel like I stand behind them 100% with what they're. They are 100%. They have pulled out some magic considering their situation. And I mean, I was playing when I was streaming Metal Hellsing last night. I did try to boost it. I had a lot of issues. Like it was lagging. Like in terms of I would move the mouse and then it would take 10 seconds and then it would be like and then nothing after that. Like it was seconds of multiple seconds of latency. It was completely unplayable. But at the end of the day, it's like I was like, yeah, there's some sort of there's some sort of hiccup. I don't care. Maybe they had some issue right now. Someone needs to fix something. I'm pretty sure they can't fix it right now due to maybe it's an airstrike right now. I just gonna have to wait. I mean, the data center is here in Stockholm, but someone's gonna have to remote into that data center and fix something, and they probably have the alarms sounding like, hey, something is up in the Stockholm data center, and no one's available to do anything because currently there might be an air raid or something, and I totally respect that.
They can just walk outside. All right, guys, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go down the street.
Yeah, exactly.
And then come back.
I'm technically on call for work right now. If my phone would go off, I would sit down and work. I'm already at my desk. I would be working in no time. They don't have that luxury, so I feel like you kind of have to cut Boosteroid a bit of slack in a sense But
the problem is that's the problem though, is there are people out there, and we know some of them. That will not.
And as a consumer, I get it. It's not. I mean, if you finally have time to game and then it just doesn't work good, and it's not fun. But at the end of the day, you understand why.
Though, for us as gamers, is we have choices.
Yeah.
You've got PC gaming. You've got console gaming. When it comes to cloud gaming, you still have choices. PlayStation Cloud.
Yeah. If all else fails, just play on your phone.
I'm still I'm praying for the day that you can just buy a damn game and just play it on a screen.
Well, I mean, look, I got my phone,
Stadia, but different because Stadia.
Cloud gaming feels
I bought my
like
iPhone
PC
15
gaming
Pro Max
right
just so I
now.
can play
It does
Candy
not
Crush in
feel
the
like
cloud.
console
That's
gaming.
what I want.
We should
So-
That's the
build
only
a
reason I bought
platform.
it.
Yeah.
Called
So consider this then. What if if one or plenty of the Steam of the cloud PC cloud gaming suppliers like Boosteroid and GeForce Now, if they integrate if they had an integration with Steam, so that on Steam's page, if a game is on these servers, you click buy, it's now in your library. You can then you have a button install, play on Boosteroid, play on GFN or play on cloud, and then you click which one service, and you click go, and then you're in. You sync your accounts, and you can
You mean
instead
like
of going the other way around. Like instead of going
You
to
mean-
GFN and play it, go to Steam and you just hit play, and then you're in the game.
so? I don't think that GFN would do that because that kind of defeats the whole purpose of their.
I mean, you would still need a subscription.
Right, but their UI, well, that would fix their UI.
Exactly, it would fix their UI as well. It would be like,
It would
hey,
fix it.
I mean, it would be
Didn't
harder
Stadia have
for you to
something
find
like
them.
that they were working on. Didn't Stadia do something like that they were trying to work on? You
Yeah, I
watch
think
the
so,
video.
and I think Ubisoft has been trialing it as well. I think
Yeah,
you
a
know,
lot
in
of
the
people have. I don't
Ubisoft
understand.
Connect.
Like Steam would make tons of money.
Yeah, because
working-
at the
working
end of
out
the
a
day,
deal with
you
that.
can launch a game on any of these services with the click of a button. You can have a deep link into a launch the
It's not
session.
just the click of the button. All of us know
Oh
it's
my-
not just.
I mean,
one
behind
click
the
of
scenes
button.
things happen,
And
but, like-
that's what make it feel like a PC gaming more than console.
Yeah,
Console
but here's the thing:
click a button.
you can.
The app
when you're
opens,
forced to,
you're
when
good to
you're
go.
forced to log in because of your
True.
passwords, it's not the same as just clicking the damn game. It can.
Hey,
it
if
can
you
be.
don't stand
Clicker
for
doesn't
something, you
work for me
stand
if
for
I use the
nothing.
clicker. I can't
But
do
I mean-
anything.
Absolutely true.
I mean, you can in the like you
right.
can create a deep link that says like, includes you
You
sync
gotta
your
wear
accounts.
protection for deep links, though.
Yeah, but I mean, you sync up your accounts between Steam and GFN or Steam and Boostroid, and then you would have on Steam a button that is basically a link to say launch in a new window, or a browser window, or in this application, this specific game with these credentials for this user. And then if you don't have a subscription, it will just say, yeah, you don't have a subscription, you can't do this. Please click here to choose a plan. Like it's not. I mean, I'm not saying it is easy to set up, but it is very much possible. Like click to play was that, and I think all of these services could do that and integrate the other way around. And I think
could.
that
The problem
when they
is
do
they're
that,
lazy.
we're talking.
They're lazy though.
Yeah, but I mean, like if let's start with you, like because Ubisoft has already been playing with this. Give like I mean, if Nvidia and Ubisoft sit down, have a 1 hour meeting, they can hash out the details of this, and you could have in the Ubisoft Connect client on the PC, you could have a button to say install, and next to that is a play now, and then that it starts it up right into GFN right
Well,
now.
with
They've
GFN
trialed having links to GFN, like play it on GFN, and then they just sends you to GFN. But they have a deep link instead, you're good to go. It's not
I
that
remember
hard.
the good old days of GFN, to where you had to get invited in for having a shield, and then they had anything in your library was able to be played.
Yeah, I got a Shield tablet the month after
Ah.
they switched over to a fixed library.
Oh, yeah, that was
So
the good
just
old
missed
days,
it.
though. Yeah, man, you could play
Sad.
anything on there.
Sad day.
That's how I played my sad $80 copy of Fallout 76.
Oh, bet you regretted
Yeah.
that choice, didn't you?
Yeah, I cried a little on that one.
But speaking of things we regret, the time's unfortunately running out for us for this show. Hey Vet, what's happening with you over in your area of the woods?
Woods. Well, the
Mountains.
woods are that way.
You know
The
what I mean.
mountains are basically all around. Not much. I'm gonna be doing same stuff I normally do. I'm streaming on where am I at these days? Live Space. I just signed my contract for a 1-year non-exclusive exclusive streaming contract, so I stream there and I can multi-stream wherever else I want. But I get 100% revenue from them for a year. I'm still on Twitch. Still do the Minecraft. We had Minecraft last night. It was Minecraft After Dark. So if you missed it, you missed out on the fun chat. It was quite entertaining. YouTube, I would have been shut down. Luckily, I was on Twitch, so it was okay. Because the conversations about things were definitely not kid-friendly. That was like the 18 streams. Wilson, you would have had to go to bed. We would have had to put you in bed. So I couldn't resist.
Shit.
You were
Hilarious.
Let's see, what else do I got? Also, I'll be on this other podcast on
Yeah.
Thursday. I'm not sure if anybody knows who she is. I think she goes by the name what is it, Purple Haze. You might know her.
Yeah, awesome.
But, this guy will be on there again. So, you're not going to want to miss that. And if you do, well, you're an idiot then.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm gonna miss it because it's gonna be in the middle of the night. But I'll
No,
watch it later.
you're exempt though. You're exempt.
I'll watch it
because
later.
You have no. You have an excuse. Nobody
Yeah.
else does. Wilson doesn't sleep, so.
No,
Okay.
he
You know.
sleeps. He sleeps the whole day, and then he's awake
Hey.
all night.
Yeah, I know.
Vet,
Here,
At the wrong
better
time.
zaddy and
let's
put
bring
him
this
to
one
bed
up,
at
okay?
I know, right? But yeah, that's the most that's mostly
Ray.
what I got going on. I might do. I'm going to be doing some new looks for some new games dropping on Apple Arcade next week. I'm co-hosting or co-streaming the Game Awards on Twitch on the 7th. So for anybody who wants to jump in with that, you're more than welcome to
Yeah.
join.
Don't forget what I showed you earlier about Lurk It.
Yes, I'm already a member there. I've gotten lots of games from them and Key Miller. So yeah.
Then sign up for that quest for the Game Awards, since you're gonna do it anyway.
Or maybe I was just being stupid. One or the other. I don't know. But yeah, so
Yeah.
that's pretty
Awesome.
much what I got on the docket so far.
SPG, how about you?
Oh, not much, man. Tomorrow, going to do some Among Us at 12 Central. So
Boom,
if
boom,
anybody
boom,
wants to
boom.
airlock Ray or go after the pink taco,
Yeah,
if you've ever played
Phoenix
with
is
me, you know who
sus.
that is.
When
Yes.
not she
Alright.
sus? I mean, did you? Clearly, she is sus. I mean, those cat ears don't lie.
Yeah, she's murdered us many times with a smile.
She's a little devil.
Awesome. Reaver, how about you? Anything fun planned?
Pretty much just stay tuned for Saturday because we're gonna be streaming some BG3, not on Twitch this time, but under Crobat Reaver on YouTube.
Woo! Welcome to the red side.
Under my third it's on my third channel. I got 7.
I only have 2, and
and
that's
Twitch as
more
well.
work than I've
But
time for.
we'll still be streaming some games time on
Nice.
Twitch as well.
Nice. David, how about you? Anything planned? Oh, he dropped. Rudy's, how about you?
Ray doesn't count.
Well, you know me, I have
Damn.
multiple things planned. Going to be releasing a video explaining why Resident Evil 4 was the absolute wrong choice for Game of the Year. So you'll be able to catch that on my channel. As well as I got Super PlayStation Bros coming every Wednesday at 10 a.m. where we go everything PlayStation, Dorgon and I. We got
Fantastic.
Rudig's game streaming happening at 10 p.m. Eastern on the evenings. Architect Plays City Skylines 2 is a popular one that happens on Tuesdays. Family Game Night, which happens on Wednesdays. And tonight I may get up to some No Man's Sky. Really feeling that game out, taking over the world and whatnot. And then Cloud and Console this weekend. Been in talk with Nads, so we're talking about bringing back that show where we talk everything cloud gaming.
Nice.
And then there's the gaming
Game Awards.
Game of the Year awards, right? We're planning to chill out. Everyone's invited. Hoping to have a nice chill scene, you know, crack a beer,
Yeah, we'll definitely
come
be
by,
there.
chill out.
Watch BG3 win.
Pop
right?
in.
Hey,
Right?
hey, I drink Crown
we're gonna
Royal.
be-
What time is this? I drink Crown.
Uh,
I don't know.
7:30 Eastern time.
Who's
Oh,
bringing
that's
the 40
7:30
ounce?
Eastern. It's going to
That's
be going
alright,
for like,
alright.
what, 3 hours?
Yep, 3-hour show.
All right, I'll get some
Someone
Crown.
bringing me a
Good.
40?
Yeah, get a
Yeah,
crib,
let's
bro.
Start,
3.
yeah, it starts 1 a.m. 1:30 a.m. for me. So hey, no.
It'll be a late one.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna ignore. I'm
It's
gonna
gonna be
ignore
a
that one and
time.
watch it during the day after.
A stream of all of us lowering our inhibitions. This should be great.
I'm looking forward.
And chatting shit about games. It's going to be absolutely epic. And all are welcome. You want to come hang out. You want to come watch it. It's going to be up on the Cloud and Console channel. You know, it's just
David
having
has
a good
finger
time, and
food
we're hanging
for
out.
everyone.
Yeah.
In addition, we're just always hanging out inside. We're sitting
Phoenix,
in
it
Discord.
starts, midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
You
really
should
didn't
be in
plan
bed
that
at that
out for
point,
the
let's
UK
be real.
crowd.
Yeah, it's a shitty time this year. It was a decent time last year, but it was.
I
then all
heard
the-
you'll already be asleep.
Last year was a good time, but the Americans all complained that it was it's in the middle of the day. I'm like, yeah, it's good time for us because it ended at like 1 a.m. It started at something like. It started around the time that this show starts.
Miss Phoenix, I
it's
have to
great stuff.
correct you. It's cheese and wine. Definitely wine.
Yeah.
And with my little pinky out.
Yeah, and then it's like,
Wrong with
and then after
Hello,
two
Bobby.
and then after too many glasses of wine, it's pineapple on pizza.
Come on, somebody. we need a clip of that.
Yes.
I think it sounds
Bread
good,
or
though.
not?
I'm definitely going to get a few drinks. I'm going to get myself a pizza in or a kebab or something like that. It'll be a good night.
Nice. Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Just don't bring white
Uh,
wine. Come on, bring a real drink.
Yeah, Crown Royal.
Yeah, bring at least
Crown Royal.
at
Hell
least bring a
yeah.
rosé.
God.
Have you guys tried mixing Fanta and rosé? By the way, that was a thing back in. That was apparently very popular back
Or
over here.
rosé.
Bjorn, you
no,
haven't
see-
had,
First one?
listen, you haven't had a really good night drinking until you've drank whatever's left in the cupboard.
I've done that too,
Whatever
but
it
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
But like people would
That's
in
true.
Sweden like 10 years ago, people would in bars order a glass that was half of it Fanta, half of it rosé wine, and
Is that
and
what
like
was
to the point where
considered a
people
mixed
even
drink?
made. People even made there was even like a song that was a hit song on the radio called, where they was singing about that combination drink combo. Apparently it was supposed to be good. I never tried it and it sounds horrible. With that, I don't have much content planned for next week. I did all my content this week, so and last week. We're doing Dragon Bane next week again. That's now a bi-weekly thing because I don't have time. I felt I was overstretching doing it weekly.
I know you're excited to try to get to Lord of the Rings or whatever. So
Yeah, that
is
too.
the-
But also
is
like
the
it was,
end coming up for Dragon's Bane, or?
no, well, I think we could probably maybe around early next year if we do bi-weekly from now on. I think we have I think there was probably like one or two adventures and then we're going for the ending of the campaign. But yeah, no, I felt I was overstretching by doing it weekly and felt bi-weekday we can do every week is a bit too much at this point. Guess I also got a Taylor
It's a
Swift
very
challenge to
kind
do.
way of saying we're just not reliable enough.
Wait,
But
wait.
No.
we're kind with you.
Half the time I'm the one who cancelled, to be honest.
My ears deceived me. Did you say you have a Taylor Swift channel?
Yeah, it's doing pretty well. Posted a video. Let's see, how's that video doing? I posted a video last night before I went to bed, about 24 hours ago.
Oh,
That
you know
video
what? I
now
guess
sits on. Let's see here, how many views does it have now? 4.3 thousand.
Jesus. Hey, so here, real quick, I'm going to drop another advertisement for myself because that's what I do. I do also have another channel.
Go for it.
over on
Plug yourselves,
Facebook.
guys. Go for
I'm
it.
going to. It's a Facebook channel. It's not gaming. It's literally just cartoons. Stuff from like Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry, things like that. It's currently at. I think I've only had it up there for like 2 weeks. I'm at 4,700 plus followers, and my reach on Facebook is, I think, just over 5.1 million.
Yeah, that's pretty. I mean, so if you are the age of vet and you want to go, but you still use Facebook, go over there.
Do you like cartoons?
And with that, thank you so much. We'll see you all next week. Bye.